Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. Happy day after FOMC. Hopefully everybody's having a great start to their day so far. If you're with me here in the Discord chat or in YouTube, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us. We have Ailita, we have Larry, Marine, JTrade CL, Apex, Driss, Jim and Stuff, Cyrus, King Savant, Celsius Lover, Jim and Stuff, Retberg, Liquid Flows, Grateful Trader. We have JJ in the building. We have Anthony Michael here. Oh my goodness gracious. Good morning. Good morning. We have Wise Banana. We got D-Lock. Good to see you. Rob G's in here too. Oh my goodness. Good to see you, Rob G. Good morning, everybody. We have Nico, Futures Trading, Herman, RTR, Hoop, Chris, Sam, Eric, Top Mechanic, Ty, GB, Paul, Desert, Futures Trading, William, Jonathan, McNasty, Richard, Kennedy, Kennedy, Rusty Golfer, My Star Pa, NQ, Live Life, Amer, Barrow, Ken, Visa, Melon, Saracusa, Zero Cool, Oatmeal. Hey, Oatmeal, good to see you. Futures Trading, Nicodem. We have the Sunrise Driver, Doomslayer Forever, AJ, Stacking Bananas, Moose, Case Stala, Joss. What the 4X? Ford, Melonhead, Light. Good morning, everybody. P Skynet, P Balders, Floppy, Antonio, Michael. Good morning. Good morning from your French-Canadian friend in Montreal. Good to see you there. Michael or Michael. The Sheet, Jonathan. Good morning, Midland Trader. Jimmy Boy. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing out there? So I haven't taken any trades on my Combine yet this morning, but I did take a trade on my live account. First day back in the saddle on my live account. I'll show it at the end of the stream, but I don't want to disconnect from the Combine server right now. But back in the saddle on my live account, up $1,300 right now. So we had a losing day yesterday, first day in yesterday was day 10. And today, back in the saddle, up $1,300 and a whole new hot streak is going to be beginning here from here on out. So super happy about that. My wife is starting trading, and I told her to listen to you. Hey, hopefully that's good advice there, Antonio. Hopefully she has a good time. Hopefully she can learn a thing or two. Hey, Rips, I'm just 370 away from passing my first Combine. Wow, give it up for Light there. So what I want you to do today, Light, is I don't want you to focus on that number at all, but what I want you to do is just focus on taking really good trades. If you overshoot that number, fantastic. If you make $500 today, you overshoot it just by a touch, fantastic. Do not try to specifically make $370 because that is one of the hardest parts, is getting over that mental hurdle of, you're so close to passing a Combine, and it gets in your head, and you sit there and you go, okay, I'm going to try to make 370. You make $200, then you're like, oh, 170, Just think about taking good trades and you will pass. You should be thinking about gliding into the finish line versus Kool-Aid Manning through the wall and getting one trade on to make $370. Don't do that. Don't do that. You think we see follow through to the downside? Usually FOMC news has lasting effects. It's a good question there, Hoop. We will talk about everything that happened in just a little bit here. I did take some notes, and I do have some notes to share with everybody here. But yeah, we also had the Bank of England coming out with their rate decision. They did leave their rates unchanged. That came out, about an hour ago? Is that right? Yeah, about an hour ago. Wait, no. An hour ago. Sorry. Bank of England came out with their rates, leaving them unchanged. But what was very interesting about that was that two of the members of the voting committee voted to raise rates, which I'm really shocked about. This is the fourth pause in the Bank of England cycle, but they had two dissenters who voted to raise rates. All right. And so I'm seeing that and I'm thinking, wow, this is really interesting. Two people, 6 unanimously voted. Well, not unanimously, but 6, the majority voted, obviously, to leave rates unchanged. One person voted to lower rates. 2 voted to raise rates. Very interesting to see that, right? Bank of England is a big deal. And hearing them say that, it was unanimous on the U.S. side yesterday. The U.S. voted to leave rates unchanged, of course, as you know. If you joined me on Top Step TV yesterday, thank you very much for joining me, of course. That was a lot of fun to trade with everybody. We had 2 really nice trades. We had one trade where it made, $5,000-$6,000 and had a banger trade made $15,000. But they're both in combines. I had that question a lot. Oh, Rips, you made a record day. No, I had myself locked out of my live account yesterday. So I couldn't trade FOMC in my live account. I probably wouldn't have, to be honest with you. You know, it's so volatile, but ended up catching a really nice fade on a combine. And then I had to go lose money at the end of the day on that combine to get it at 4,500 in the profit. So, hey, overall, still a fun trade there. Good morning, Flyboy. Good to see you. So what I'm watching for is very interesting. We've been chopping around here, right? We've been chopping around up here in this area. This green dotted line is a very important low that we had yesterday where it really rejected off of that. It's where the point of control lies. If we kind of focus here, let me see if that is actually the point of control. Give it a minute here. Yeah, point of control is lined up right with that level there. A lot of things are coincided right at that level, very, very concise at the level, and seems to be why we're bouncing at this level right now. We do have a Clubhouse level, 351 3/4 here, but you can see this is just sweeping liquidity above that for now. So I'm looking for a couple things to happen here. If this is going to continue to base out, we do want to see these highs getting blown out to the top side and a target here of 387 3/4, right? That's what we're looking for. We do have a lot of employment data that's going to be due out at 8:30, and I think that's when we'll be able to take a trade. The top step fire drills did go out yesterday. So if you didn't receive them and you did fill out the form, go ahead and reach out to Top Step Support. As far as I know, everybody in our room here in the Clubhouse, everybody received it. We actually had somebody who won a 100K account. Give it up for Austin in here. He won a 100K account. So good for them. They that's amazing. Told them to go buy a lottery ticket. Oh, nice. Look at that. Retberg 1-1 as well. Very, very nice. Awesome. And Renee. Oh, my goodness. That's great. So I hope everybody who won a 100K account turns that into an XFA. So the question was, I think, from Hoop asking about continuation. Well, you know, if this level gives out, we do have this inefficiency to fill down here. This is a big area of inefficiency in the market here. This is on the 15-minute bars. And then we have, this is kind of the low that we're looking to breach. So this inefficiency is really nice because it's right up against our Clubhouse level of 294.5. So if it comes down and it paints into this 50% of this inefficiency and it finds a base here, we'll be looking for a retest of this level and a potential breakthrough of all of these stops up here, because there's going to be a lot of stops that are rested up above this area. There's going to be a lot of stops, buy stops, right? And if we can start to trigger that, because I was watching the tape this morning, I took a very small scalp from here to here on my live account, and that netted me like $200. But very small scalp. But when I was watching the tape, I saw, and I was joining these folks on the tape, a lot of positioning on the ask side. So up here, you know, we had a lot of players on the ask, passive orders on the ask, and people were getting tagged and rejected, tagged and rejected, tagged and rejected. And so when I see that, what that says to me is that we have a lot of inventory on the offer side. Now, that can't all be from people who bought these dips, right? You have to assume that there is downside pressure in the market up here, up in these areas. So what I'm looking for specifically is that if we come down, we retest this into this inefficiency, fair value gap, whatever you want to call it. We come back down, we retest that, we solidify some bids down here, we start charging back up through this level. If we come up and we sweep liquidity up here and we actually start popping these stops, there's a good chance we could run up to this area. The other side of that coin is that we come up, we sweep this liquidity here, and because there's a lot of buy stops that are going to be there for these people who are selling, there could be some smart money that's waiting right here in this volume crested area, right? We had a lot of liquidity kind of given out right there in that area. We could potentially see a lot of liquidity being then by institutional traders on the offer up here, being the counteraction to these trades, the counterparty to all these trades on these buy stops. So a couple different scenarios to look out for this morning. If we do actually fail down, if we do break down below this fair value gap, this inefficiency, whatever you want to call it, I think the big test is going to be here. We don't have a lot of liquidity though down here. There's not a lot yet, but that doesn't mean that can't come into fruition. So the data is coming out in 21 minutes here. That's going to dictate a lot of what's going to happen today on the table here. Just to talk about the FOMC first, the notes that I took, they maintained their interest rates at 5.25 to 5.5. It aligned with the predictions while significantly adjusting the statement to indicate a more neutral stance on potential rate decreases or increases. So they removed a lot of the verbiage that was, if you compared December's meeting notes versus the meeting notes from yesterday, they removed a lot of definitive verbiage. So they're not leaning definitively hawkish nor definitively dovish on this. They removed a lot of the verbiage that December made it sort of lofty. If we're looking at the analyst projections right now, prior to FOMC, we were at 145 bips of cuts for this year. And now we're looking at 140 bips. So not extreme. A lot of folks, I think, were kind of taking and running with this because, you know, the markets are super pumped up. People want to see more downside room. So I think a lot of people were taking this and running with it, and I don't think that that's the right idea right now, just given we have to take it for face value. We have to listen to what the Fed's saying. And, you can argue and say, Rips, the numbers are BS, all this crap is just fabricated, it's nonsense, but that's fine. It's a game we're playing, right? We have to play within the rules of the game. And so, just reading through everything, they didn't really talk about credit at all, which was interesting. And I think that it's going to be interesting to see, consumer confidence, the next reads that are coming out for that. That's going to be interesting. But jobs are the focus today, right? We have PMI coming out. We have jobs coming out. We have construction spending. But jobless claims are out at 8:30, and that's alongside non-farm productivity and unit labor costs. So we're going to see how much that affects the market, because the Fed is looking at two key areas right now. They're looking at employment. They're looking at housing. And of course, they admitted credit, but I think that that's kind of, it's sort of in the rear view mirror, but they're very concerned about that, because if credit starts to get out of control, inflation can spark back up. And what really clues me into that is that the fact that we have two people that dissented in the BOE today talking about potential rate hikes. So I think that, we're looking for this kind of soft landing scenario, but the problem is that it just might not happen with how things are kind of moving around right now. Obviously, the Fed has their goal. They're going to try to adjust their mandate to fit that goal. But is a soft landing still possible at this point? They might have to really do some rash moves. It is funny because, March rate cuts were kind of off the table after the remarks from Jerome Powell. The expectation was, I think it was about 58% prior to the meeting yesterday. And then I think they're close to the mid to high 30s right now. So they're talking about 20% decrease in the possibility of March rate cuts. But there's still some analysts that are saying that there would be a surprise March rate cut, because everything is kind of pointing to the fact that we would have a pause there. So looking for the first rate cuts to be in May now instead of March. And that goes the same for Bank of England. Because remember, even though there's two dissenters saying, we need to hike rates, 6 is a big majority there. And they're all kind of saying, let's look to cut rates in May instead of March. I haven't really seen that much of a split decision. It was 6, 2, and 1. 6 people voting to leave rates unchanged. This is Bank of England, by the way, and 2 voting to raise, 1 voting to lower there. So very, very interesting. NASDAQ futures are pumped up about 0.5% here, and the S&P up about 0.4%. So I think this data is going to be everything. Got to ask, does anybody have a position on right now? Does anybody have anything on? I'm curious about that. Anybody have any positions on? There's a very, very nice short there above that level. Right here, we are kind of coming back down through that big level there. So it would be interesting to see if we have interaction down here at the VWAP and touch that and kind of springboard off that if we continue to bleed. Let's see here. Short. A lot of shorts. I'm not seeing any longs here. Very nice. Oh, long CL, short NAS. I like that, Jonathan. Very, very nice. Just passed my 150K combine on that short. Congratulations there to Solomon here in the YouTube chat. Marine short 346, short from 342 from Matthew. Short 353, just not holding anything anymore. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to jump into a position here. I'm going to wait for that data likely to unfurl just a bit. Folks, do me a favor. If you're new here, make sure you are subscribed to the stream. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. We are trying to get, I would like to do a giveaway today. We always do giveaways on Friday, but the benchmark would be today. If we get to 900 likes, we could definitely do a free month of Clubhouse giveaway. But tomorrow we're going to be giving away a free combine on stream. I'm going to announce that, of course, on my Twitter, on my socials. And so I'll explain how you can win that too. So stay tuned for tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be on Fast Markets tomorrow on Top Step. And before that, I'll be streaming here, and we'll be able to, we'll try at least to give away a combine. Okay, so we're running into the VWAP here. Markets are rolling over. S&P did break some EMAs here. As the S&P just broke the 50. The VWAP that I'm looking for is down at 48.84. So we have a little slight bounce here at the VWAP. Like I said, I don't want to jump into a position just yet. But based on what we're talking about, the idea that we're going to, reject up here and auction back down here into this gap, I think it's pretty likely. But the real key is what happens if we make it down to that area, whether or not we do kind of roll over or not. Sam says, tomorrow will surely be my first lucky. Wow, look, holy smokes. If you're short, there's a rip right through VWAP there. Holy smokes. Did anybody see that one? Oh my goodness. That was a quick sell about, oh my goodness. That was 10 points straight there into the bid. What do you think is a good daily profit for a 100K account? I've been on tilt trying to pass the combine in 2 days. Oh no, don't do that. And blew through a couple accounts this week. I've basically just been being stupid. Well, it's good that you're being honest with yourself. Make sure that you're journaling and you're keeping track of this, because simply writing that down and taking it out of your internal and putting it into the external world is actually a little bit cathartic. It's cathartic in a way because, it will kind of speak truths to it. I'm glad that you typed it here in chat. That's helping to speak truth to the matter. And you're identifying that you have something that deep inside you truly do want to change here. So number one, stop trying to pass it in 2 days. Even though you can pass an account in 2 days, you really just have to have two really back-to-back dynamite days in the market, right? You can't control what the market does. If the market's not going to give you great conditions, the chances that you're going to pass that without over leveraging are very, very low. In fact, we've been over leveraging here on the stream for the past couple sessions. Today, I'm not going to be over leveraging whatsoever. I'm going to be trying to demonstrate a lot more discipline that I've been showing on the stream for the last couple sessions here. But the tilt, if you're identifying it, you know that there's a problem. I think it comes from a couple places. Desperation is a lead into tilt often. And when you're trying to set a goal for yourself saying, you know what, I'm going to pass this combine in 2 days, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure because, as I just said, you don't have control over what the market does for that day. If the market decided to chop all day long today, there's very little chance that you're going to be able to extract a full-fledged banger day out of that one that you're going to be able to pass a combine with. Maybe you will with over leveraging. Maybe you have a few lucky trades, but the odds are not in your favor. If you wanted to play a game of blackjack where there's no face cards in the deck, you're at a disadvantage, right? Because face cards are better for you. Card counting suggests the more face cards that are currently in a deck, the better a chance a player has to win. So essentially, if you're going into the market with bad conditions, you're going into a deck that only has number cards, numerical cards, not face cards, right? Just to use a gaming terminology here. We are coming down a little bit more here. Congratulations to anybody that's short. This is really coming down now. Holy smokes. Coming down into below the VWAP on the S&Ps here. Very, very nice to everybody who caught this short here. But that's what I do. I would be focused. Whose question was this originally? This is national here. Honestly, I would be focused on take really good trades. Just take really, really good trades, take really, really good setups, find the patience to just say, I'm going to pass this when I pass this. Because here's the deal. If you're, you get max profit in one day and then you're blowing it the next day and you're YOLOing it and you're trying really hard and you go up, you go down, you go up, you go down. That's going to take you a lot longer. And that's the illusion that we tell ourselves, this is going to be much quicker. I'm going to pass it in 2 days. But you trying to force your hand in it, the up, the down, the up, the down, the up, the down, versus just slowly stacking bricks. I don't care if it takes you 5, 8, 9 days, a month, 2 weeks, 3 months, whatever. You're going to be better served in that fashion, because when you finally get from your combine into the XFA, you're not going to be trading with this YOLO style. And in fact, if it's your first XFA, you might be trading with a little bit of fear because now you're in the big leagues, so to speak. So I would say taking it slow and steady, although it seems on the onset that will take longer, you need to pump the brakes. You need to understand it's a longer process. Trading shouldn't be, let's jam it in, let's get it all, boom, 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 and done. It shouldn't be like that. You should be looking for really nice setups and taking size that makes sense, hitting base hit after base hit. Some of those base hits will turn into home runs, but pacing yourself, right? Really, really pacing yourself. Like Jonathan says here, trade a combine the same as the XFA. Consistency and discipline is more important to maintain than a couple of days. Yeah, my average on my live account right now for the last 10 days of trading is about $2,000 of profit a day. I went for a big trade yesterday because I really liked the setup, but I ended up getting stopped out because I had bad positioning. I was sized into it, but that would have been a $20,000 trade. I went into that looking for sort of that home run trade, but it was kind of a setup where, I would have taken it the exact same way. There's going to be home run opportunities that present themselves. They're just going to be few and far between. That's in 10 days of trading. I've been hitting base hit, base hit, base hit, base hit, base hit. It wasn't until yesterday that I saw a really nice opportunity. My timing was off. My idea was right. If I would have nailed that trade, I would have made $20,000. But the point I'm trying to make here is that if you're looking for home runs, you're going to be missing all of the base hits. I waited 10 days to take a big swing at the plate for a home run trade in my live account. The other 9 days that I traded, it was base hit after base hit after base hit. So if you're only focused on these base hits, it's going to happen a lot faster for you. And by the time when you pass that thing, you're going to go into your XFA, you're going to have a much cooler head. and it's going to be a lot easier for you to trade that XFA and get payouts. So if you're focused on YOLO, 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 then you're going to be a much worse situation, right? Think about it this way. You've never golfed in your life before, and all of a sudden you just say, I want to go play in the Masters, right? Well, if you don't practice your swing for hours and hours and hours, you're going to make a fool of yourself when you go on national television, you play in the Masters. You're going to have the highest score out of anyone, which is not good in golf, right? The point is that you want to be practicing your swing so you are prepared to not make a fool of yourself when you get to the Masters, because if you're going in, you're just swinging like crazy, you're going nuts in your combine account. By the time you get to your XFA, you're going to sit there and go, oh shoot, now what? I didn't practice for this at all. Practice for the main stage. That's the point of the combine. Practice for it. There you go. National says, thanks for the advice, Rips. I lost 2 XFAs a couple weeks ago, and that messed me up mentally because I was doing really, really well in them and over-leveraged. Over-leveraging is going to be the killer because we're also, our brains are always so focused on this big number instead of realizing that decently small numbers add up over a month's time. And it takes so long to do it the other way because maybe you get lucky a couple times. But if you ever watch Top Step TV, they talk about it and they say every single person that got into the live account, that got in there with 1 or 2 lucky trades, and maybe they had a balance of $40,000, $60,000, $100,000, almost 100% of those traders are gone. They've all lost their live accounts. And why? Because they weren't real traders, right? They weren't real traders. They got lucky. And that shouldn't be you. That shouldn't be you. You shouldn't be over leveraging. You should be looking at this just brick by brick by brick. And if you are making $200 in a day, $300 in a day, that's fantastic, because after an entire month, you're talking about making over $4,000 or $5,000 if you're just hitting base hits. And that's great. That's fantastic. And then you build upon that, because that's going to help your confidence so much, right? That's going to help your confidence tremendously if you're looking at this with a base hit mentality. If you're looking into this and you're seeing all these big numbers, I saw on Top Step TV, somebody made $100,000. Sorry, but you just got to stop that type of thinking. That's what's going to get you in trouble. It's a lot like quicksand. The more you struggle, the harder you push, the more you're going to sink down. The easier that you are on yourself, the easier that you make this setup, the better it goes. The more easy that you are on yourself, the better that this goes. If you're holding yourself to this impossible standard every single day that I'm going to make X amount of dollars, you're leaving a huge part of the puzzle out. What's that huge part of the puzzle? You don't control the market. Simply put, you just don't control the market, and you never will. So if there's a day where it doesn't have anything in the way of opportunities, you sitting there and opening up your morning and saying, I'm going to make $1,000, $10,000 today. You don't have control of that. Reframe your mindset when you're going into the day and saying, I'm going to operate on the level where I'm looking for really good setups. If there aren't any good setups, I'm not taking any trades. Just simple. Keep it simple. Don't put the pressure on yourself of saying, I'm trying to make X amount of dollars a day. Because some days you will make it and some days you won't. I haven't had a goal of trying to make $2,000 a day in my live account, but that's what it's worked out to be. My goal has been try to take really good trades, get in the market, get paid, and be done with the trade. And then if I'm up money, do I see any other trades? Probably not. Lock it up, right? How many combines do you have? I noticed you regularly streaming only combine. Right now, I think we have 2. The 2 from yesterday. Maybe 3. I have to check. Let's see here. I made $60K in 2 weeks in my XFAs, then blew them up after a withdrawal. I was one of those lucky traders, and I'm trying to rebuild with better habits now. Congratulations on that. Really, really nice, though. Got to give it up. Even if you consider it luck, I'm sure there was some skill that was there. But yeah, try. That's another big problem, too. If you're coming off of a big win, it's really hard to kind of quiet that voice in your head where it's, you make $1,000 and all you're thinking about is, oh, well, I made $60K 3 weeks ago. $1,000 is nothing. It's something that I struggled in early on in my career. I would have massive days and then huge blow up days. And then all I'd be thinking about is the massive day or the blow up day. And, I make $2,000-$3,000 in a day and say, oh, well, that's not the $50K that I just lost, or that's not the $60K that I won before. And you mess with yourself. And all of this is happening in one place. It's right here. It's all internally. None of this is in reality. It's you're your own worst enemy. And so you have to be taking care of yourself. You have to be really, really on par with, I'm trying to stay disciplined. I'm trying to stay active in what my emotional state is. What is the max loss per day you suggest for a 50K account? I would say, you try to tool it down to 2 to 3 losing trades. 2 in a row, you're probably out of the pocket. And that's where I recommend, using the shot clock and all that. It's very, very important. It's very, very important to use the shot clock. If you don't know what the shot clock is, we talk about it all the time. You use your phone. You set a timer to 5 minutes. You get out of a trade. You start that timer. You cannot trade until that timer's up. This will stop you from hyper scalping. This will stop you from taking trades that you shouldn't be taking. And it'll calm yourself if you're feeling anxious or you're on tilt a little bit. I see we have 865 people in here. Really appreciate you folks. If you slam that lucky like button, we only have 230 likes for about 900 people here. Thought yesterday you weren't in the best frame of mind. Yeah, no, I'm feeling much better today. And I've decided too that if there's anybody who's being disruptive, nobody's being disrupted today. We have a great audience today. I don't know. We had the troll farm coming in yesterday, but if anybody's disruptive, they're just going to be silently muted. And what's great about that is that they won't ever know that they're muted. They're going to continue to spend all of their mornings trolling here, and nobody will ever see them. And we won't ever discuss them. We won't give light to that. We won't breathe power into that. Since we're talking about money, I'm just curious if there is anyone at Top Step actually making six figures a year with them, besides maybe you and D. Do you have any insight? I don't know. That would probably be a good question for Michael. That would probably be a good question for him. But I would assume that, yeah, there's got to be, there's definitely some traders who are utilizing Top Step. You think about it from a perspective of somebody who can actually trade. I can go deposit $4,500 in a brokerage account, and I'd be limited to intraday being able to trade about 4 NQs. If I go below $4,000, I'm limited to 3 NQs. But on Top Step, I can get that same $4,500 worth of drawdown for $149. And all I have to do is pass a combine. And so for a talented trader, it's really not it's not a tall ask, and it makes more sense to use something like Top Step. What's so hard about hitting that like? I like that. What's the box on the chart? So this is so let me label this. This is an inefficiency. There we go. And so we hit that, we nicked that, and then we bounced right up. So we didn't actually get down to this level. We have data coming out. You can see right down here's my market clock. It's 8:27 in the morning right now. So data's coming out in 3 minutes. We'll see if we can catch an advantage trade on that at all. Great approach. Trolls die without attention. Use the strength of the willow against. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, so trolls won't even know that they got muted. Hey, maybe some trolls already got muted. Nobody knows. Who? You'll never know. We'll never breathe light into them. Steven says, hey, Rivs, did you mute me? I don't know. Were you trolling? Clearly not. Hey, Rivs, what's the volume profile name to the right side of your screen? Blue lines. That is the VRVP, visible range volume profile right here. It's built into TradingView. That is my inputs right there. You can pause the video and put those in if you'd like. And this is the other stuff for the style tab there. Why can I pass my target on paper trading, but not on eval? It's just, it's in your head. We talked about this a little bit at the top of the call. It's in your head. You are in control of your destiny. It is in your head. It's totally in your head. If you can trade, doesn't matter what firm you go with. Excuses won't help you make money. Take the time to learn. I agree, 100%. 100%. A lot of people think that, I'm not going to be able to. There's somebody that I know who was trading on Top Step. They could never pass a combine. They traded on another firm, could never pass an evaluation. And then they just started trading their own money and they lost $25,000. And it's like, well, what did you think was going to happen? They thought it was the rules that were keeping them from getting money out of the market. And they ended up blowing 25K of their own money. Crazy town, if you ask me. Rips, do you like Top Step X platform? I have limited usage in it. I'm waiting for it to get a little bit further along in the beta there. Alrighty, we got data coming out here in 90 seconds. 1.84 million is the expected for the unemployment claims here. I'm going to be trading this in a combine. I like to always be very, very transparent about that. Ribs is the only trader I know who truly embodies the reality of the trading world. Hats off to you, my friend. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Am I drinking a Celsius? Oh, look at that. You noticed. We are back on the saddle again. Celsius, if you're out there, great sponsorship on this channel. I'm telling you. We are enjoying some peach iced tea this morning. I missed Celsius. We broke the seal. What do you think? The fair value gap, the earlier candle, this one right here, or are you talking about this one right here? Yeah, there's one right there as well on the 15-minute. But this candle hasn't closed yet. This candle is going to close here in 26 seconds. So we'll have to see where that gap is. Probably could get filled on this print. But again, I'm going to try to trade pretty tight today. Carl, I see you. That's funny. I would love some ribs today. Yeah, little ribs, maybe some pulled pork. I will be on Top Step later for Power Hour and Back to the Future. So the final 2 hours of the day. So, all right, here's the data print. Here it comes, folks. Good luck. Bit of a push up and a bit of a rejection here. I want to see what happens over at 31 3/4. Jobless claims at 224,000, a little bit hotter than expected. Non-farm productivity at 3.2%, a little hotter than expected there too. Labor costs are down as well. This could actually be a good print for the market, believe it or not. Oh my goodness gracious. So continuing claims at 1.898 million. The expectation was 1.839. So in line with expectations slightly there. But 224,000 coming in hotter than the 212,000 estimate there. So I'd like to see if this can, that did fill that fair value gap that so-and-so was talking about. Who was that? Victor. You were talking about the fair value gap. It did kind of just fill that right now on that candle. So seeing if we have any weakness up here to potentially short into off of this print. Even though that print is a little bit advantageous for the market here, we have cleared back above all of the EMAs and the S&Ps. Still no trade for me. I want to see what happens here at 31 3/4 and after the volatility from the print has subsided a little bit. So we do have some big orders that are stepping up on the offer. If this is a failing up here, I kind of want to try this short. And it looks like a little bit of absorption here. Just watching here on the tape. I'm going to try a short here. And I want to add to this at 350. My stop's at 355. So if we get up to, I'm going to move at 352 and 3.25 here. So if we do actually get up to 50 and we show some weakness here, I do want to slam that down a little bit more. So we are one lot short here. And nice. What I do want to see is this breaking down this 36 1/4 level here. Let's see if we can get on another lot, if this is weak enough for us. I'm going to try another lot there. 2 lots short now. This is coming back down to earth. Very, very nice. Ooh, I did not like that bidder. I'm going to cover 1 here on the bid. Oh my goodness, they almost filled me. Trying to cover 1 here on the bid. Can they give it to me? And it looks like a little, I tried to intercept that bidder right there. I saw the flash coming at 28, but unfortunately wasn't quick enough. I can't wait for our momentum tool to come out for NinjaTrader. It's going to change the game on this stuff. I would have been able to snipe that order just like that there. Unfortunately, the bandwidth on this clicking stuff is a little bit slower than what I'd like to see. I'm actually going to move my stop closer now just so we can protect a little bit of downside. If this is weak, I might actually add into this. Watching here at 30s now. Can we get a fill of 30s? There we go. We got filled. Nice. Filled on our 1 lot. I'm going to move this stop right back to break even. So we have realized some profit on the trade. We're going to let this final lot work here. Like I said, we're trading much more tight. More tight today. More docile. Once this breaks below 25, I would be looking to move my stop to around 30 or so to continue to protect some profit. So here we are below 25. I do want to about 30 3/4 here. Very, very nice that we're seeing this. S&P is breaking down below the VWAP, but this is where we found liquidity. So we have to be very, very careful. I'm seeing a lot of bids stepping in here. A little bit concerning. You can see here they're making the offer quite thin. Wow, Celsius lever, holy smokes. What a banger. What is that? You up about 10 grand there? Over 10 grand? My goodness. Is that 11,500? Holy smokes. Celsius lever in the building, folks. Stopped out there. And so that's going to put us up on the day, a modest total here of $311 in our Top Step 150K Combine. There we have it, folks. Anybody else there catch that? If you did, drop a W in chat here. Also, if you're enjoying this, smash that lucky like button. That's actually, it's the secret. Oh, wow, look at these W's. My goodness. Congratulations, everybody. Yeah, this is actually the secret to how to get better at trading. You smash that lucky like button. I don't make the rules, but it is what it is. What was the question? There was somebody who was asking about the liquidity up at 375. Let's have a little gander up here. Yeah, 183 contracts up there. Could be visited for sure. The more that we bounce here, looking at the S&P, let's go ahead and bring it the chart here for the S&Ps right here. Yeah, this is the bounce area we're talking about. It's tucked right below the VWAP. I said that, we have to be cautious because we broke below the VWAP, but the same thing happened last time we were down there. So if we have strength firming up here, we're going back to what we were talking about at the top of the call, right? Oops, that's not it. There we go. What we're talking about at the top of the call, right? The idea that we would potentially fail down into this level here, right here, and then solidify some bids and then jam back up, retest this area, and then we go. We did not get as low as I wanted to see on this, unfortunately. We did not get as low as I wanted. I would have liked to ride that all the way down below that 294.5 level and then potentially look for a nice bounce long off of that. But that's not what happened. Like I said, we have trade ideas, but the market sometimes will not give us exactly what we're looking for, but we try to make do with the market in front of us. What is the momentum tool you just talked about, Rips? How does that work? Bookmap, probably. If you're looking for Bookmap, here's a link to Bookmap. Just missed the short just over here, pulling pork. Oh, it's okay. What are the blue and red lines? These are hourly high, hourly low. Oh, right here. Hourly high, hourly low. So we're looking for potential another setup. So on this, for the next setup for this next trade here, we're looking for either a failure in this area where we've had failures all morning, or a bump up above our clubhouse level 31 3/4, a retest of this level, and then a shoot up here. And as Business Beyond pointed out here, we have some liquidity that's rested at 375, which is right around there. 184 contracts that are nestled right there. So nice scalp short there. Got paid $311 on 2 contracts, which is nice, light and tight, stress-free trade, and no worries there. I think he's talking about the momentum items you mentioned for Ninja Trader. Oh, yeah. So that's going to be coming out. Let's see if we fail up here. If we start to fail up here, there's a lot of contracts that are available up into the 50s, but if we're failing up here, I could potentially look at finding another short to the downside. So we're looking to see whether or not we have any kind of rejections up towards the 50s. If we find some rejections up here, I would be looking at taking this short, because remember our clubhouse level at 351. So the momentum tool is going to be compatible with your, I don't know why that button's not working, but it's going to be compatible with your Stream Deck. Let me see if I can get this working here. Let's see. Does that work? Almost. Let's see. I think this needs to be, it is, there we go. I think it's this one. So, wait, it's not that one. It's this one. Where is it? I have a beta profile on this thing for the, there it is. So this, all these buttons right here, you'd be able to trade Ninja Trader using all these buttons on a Stream Deck. You get the profile, you can download it, plug it in, and it'll allow you to maneuver around the trade the way that I kind of trade, the style that I trade. So for instance, when I tried to cover on the bid there, I put out my bid order and it didn't fill immediately. I can press a button that will walk up the order for me and get filled. And there's just certain things where there's a connection in my mind that I'm trying to make with what I see on the tape. By the way, we are pushing up a little bit here. All right, so here we are at that 51 level. And we are pushing up through here. So again, this is the area where we've failed all morning long here. We've been failing up here. So I want to see if we can have a pullback at 51, retest that area, show us a little bit of strength. If we have any strength at that area, potentially looking at a long to encroach upon that liquidity that's rested at 75. But if this is weak up here, we can definitely find a short. What's interesting is that we do see the NQ components driving to the north side here, but not very strong yet. They're just kind of meandering around this area here. So I'm seeing this kind of getting weak here. A little bit of weakness. Just a touch here. Some big contracts now coming up on the offer as well. So watching for this weakness around this 51 level. Seeing here if we can potentially find a trade. So we tapping into that 51 level once more. A little tap, little knock on the door at 51. There's some liquidity that's resting below that there. This is where we've continually failed. So watching to see if we have some more weakness up here. They're stepping up around that 51 level. What's a blue and red channel? It's the hourly high, hourly low. There's that player up again at 75 that Business Beyond pointed out. They're just sitting up there. Big liquidity resting. You can see them right here on my book map up here, 185. So we kind of had a little bit of a retest here. But this is a very precarious area for the market right now. Let's see if we have some strength. I'm going to try a long here. We're showing a little bit of strength. I'm going to move my stop pretty tight on this one, 49.25. We retested that 51, so I do want to see if we can find some push back up to the top side here. My stop is pretty tight because if we fail 51s, there's a good chance that we would dunk lower. But we're kind of pressing up towards the upper end of this volume shelf here. So keeping my stop super, super tight on this one. And we might have had that failure. I thought that we might have had that push up there, but now we're starting to fail here. So just taking a very small loss on that one. We are coming down a little bit here. We did have that failure, and we had a double retest there at that 57. We did come down just a touch here. So we do want to see whether or not this is going to start to fail, especially in the S&P. Watching this closely here. S&P is looking a little bit weak. But a lot of bids are stepping in right before this 40 level. All right, we're going to try this short for a break of 40 now. If they do break 40, I want to add into this with a little bit of pressure. Given that that auction has failed multiple times there to the top side. This is a level that showed a lot of strength. So if we do clear below this level, we don't have bid support. There is a good chance that we could fail it once more. So watching here closely at this 41 level. Second lot on as we are sweeping below 41s. I'm going to move my stop here, 43.25. So let's see if we have this auction start to roll over and fail. Getting a little chunky. Watching here closely. I want to see this 37 snap now, and then a retest of the S&P VWAP there down at 48.84. See if we have something to add into here at these 40s. So watching here at 40, are we going to be able to break back low below 40s? If we can, then we can potentially see this auction failing lower here. Right now pushing back above that 42, 43 level. So watching for weakness into 41s here. Still some weakness out of the S&Ps. But we're keeping our stop super tight on this one. So there's some absorption at 41. Can we break through this player? Watching. Third lot short here. It's looking a little bit weak below 40. I want to see continuation now through 37. See if we can have this seller come in and just flush these 37s now. Watching very closely here, right here at 37. There we go. There's that 37 tickle. There's that 37 player. Can we get through them? I think we have enough sell side to break that 37 player this time. Let's just have a little gander here. I can't wait until this momentum tool is ready because I'll just be able to just press one button here and get exactly what I'm thinking right on the tape. Right now, a little bit of hesitation there at 37. There's a big player that steps up there. We have to be a little bit nervous about. If we can flush through that 37, I think that we can get a nice cover on this trade here. Getting back above these 40s, a little bit of a bounce. Let's see if we can hit this player at 37 again. Really, really wants to break this 37. And we're seeing this. There we go. There's that 37 break. Very, very nice. That's exactly what we want to see on this one. Now, there's a little bit of liquidity that's resting at 32. That's probably where I'd like to peel. So let's see here. Can we get below that 34 player? A little bit slow. Volume is dropping a little bit. There's a big player at 32. I'm going to try a little bit of a cover right there at 34.5. So putting our take profit at 34.5 here for two contracts. because the tape is slowing down a little bit here. I could try a little pitch and catch here right at the 40s. Apple's coming down. S&P is bouncing at the EMAs, which is why we're getting a little bit of a bounce there. And there's a big player that's solidifying right there at 37. So they might hold this up, but as long as we're rejecting 40s, I think we're in a good spot here. They're driving up, a lot of thick offers that they're driving up into here. Watching very closely here up at the 40s. We get another reject, I can flip 2 contracts and just get out of those really quick as well. Let's try this 40 flip real quick here. Let's see if we can get some weakness right at these 40s again, and then get that beautiful flush down through 37. Apple small bounce, S&P small bounce here. Google as well. Yeah, a little bit of a bounce. Not what I wanted to see. They are driving this a little bit higher. Stops at 46 and a quarter. If we have weakness up here, I can try to flip 2 back down to 40. Trying for this flip for 2 back down to 40 here. And we can run this trade because it's so close to the stop here. So I'm trying to run 2 more as a flip down to 40. We might get stopped out here though. Watching very closely. And stopped out there. So taking a loss on that trade, trying to get a little bit of aggressiveness, but we're trading with size that's well in line with our risk parameters. That's going to set us down only $389 there on the day. We're looking for that bigger idea trade where we had failure down at 37, and unfortunately, that just didn't play out like we wanted to, but we're managing our risk very, very well here. We're trying to keep our risk in line. We did an add there of those 2 contracts because if we do reject right where our stop is, we can flip those contracts right back at the 40s there. Yeah, it's getting a little choppy. We have volume coming down. There was a big player that started to step in at 37. They relaxed. We added into that, looking for that change. So again, we're watching here at these the 51 level here. This is the area that we're watching. If this level is again retested or rejected, I do think that we can get back in short. If we test this and we start to reject, we could potentially get back in this trade to the short side here. And that's what I'd be looking for. If we have a retest over that 51 and we don't have a failed auction, then I do think that we have potential of making our way higher again to that liquidity that's rested up at 75 like that we're talking about. Took a bite out of that same apple, made money. Very, very nice. How do you enter positions? Clicking with your keyboard? Yeah, I'm clicking. I'm actually using Chart Trader on NinjaTrader, and I'm keying in the quantity myself in the quantity thing, which makes it, there's a little bit of lag on that. And that's, again, I feel like on a trade where I'm using the momentum tool that we're developing right now, I feel like that's going to help a lot with being able to connect on trades like that. Rips, when they ask for 5 trading days of $200, is it including commissions? Yeah, you need to make over $200, I believe, including commissions. Rips, when they I already answered that. Was there a moment where you decided to never trade without a stop loss? No. You always needed to use a stop loss. Absolutely always be using a stop loss here. Okay, so we rejected that 51 again. Let's see if we can get back into this thing. We have a little bit of rejection. S&P is rather strong here. We are kind of holding this uptrend, right? So there's a trend that has been, whoops, not that one. There's a bit of a trend that has been kind of opening up here. Let's do this. Bottom of that candle to that one. Yeah, so this one's been kind of holding here. It's been consistently holding and kind of bouncing at these key areas. So we were looking for that flush right below, and unfortunately we didn't get filled on our contracts there. So if this does reject 51s and then start breaking this trending support to the downside, there is a definite potential trade on the tape here. The book map I'm using is Global Plus, but all you need is Global. You don't need Global Plus. Okay, there's a nice rejection there. Up at towards that 51 level. We're right at the point of control now too. The trend is your friend until it bends. I like that a lot. Rips, you have a Discord channel? It's a good question. It's right here. Can we talk about the levels? What would you like to know about the levels? 200 tick overnight trade, missed my fill by 1 tick. Trading is so unfair. Oh man, tell me about it, right? So there's that rejection again up at 51s. It wasn't a clear rejection, so I didn't take that, but now I'm looking for a clear break of this trend line here. And if we do get a break of that trend line, there is a very good chance that we would have some more downside and potentially get through those players that were collecting bids at 37s. So the other data that's going to be coming out today, what do we have here? Let's see, watching this, let me see if this trend breaks first before we get into the data. This could be a really nice trade for us here. Point of control coming down a touch. If we break back below 40s, this again could be some nice tremendous weakness here to the downside. So watching on any kind of bounce here, if this is a weak enough bounce. Rips, did you make 10K on a combine yesterday? I made 15,000 on one of them, but I had to, I gave it back. I mean, I manually lost money on the trade, so it only made $4,500. It was a 150K combine. For your stop, do you use stop market or stop limit with an offset tick price? I used MIT, market if touched. So we did bounce again off that trend line there, if we are paying attention here. This is just the 1 minute chart. If we go to the 15 minute, this is what we're looking at. It's a very, very aggressive trend line here. But let's keep the 1 minute up so we can kind of follow along with the price action here. Okay, there's that break. We're looking for a snap below 40s here. Apple's somewhat weak. Google is perching up a little bit. Amazon looks like it could roll. S&Ps look a little bit toppy up here. We did break back below the EMAs. Things could get weak. But again, we're still respecting this trend line for the most part. Set phone alarm 2 minutes before every market news announcement first thing in the morning and never have to worry about missing the news. Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to do it. You can also use, this is the free economics calendar that you can use right here. Trading Economics. You can set alerts that will notify you on your desktop machine as well. So still weakness, but we're consolidating here pre-40. This is kind of what happened on the trade that we took prior to this one. So just a little bit of consolidation. I'm trying to see if we have a weaker auction up here, if we have trouble of wrestling this auction back into the offers, seeing if we have any large players up on the offer here that are kind of showing their hand. Okay, I'm going to try a short here again for this rollover. There we go. Nice into the 37s there. There's that same player right there at 37. If we break through that player, I want to get aggressive with this because if the S&P breaks below the EMAs, this could be a very, very nice trade here. So same player right there at 37, catching all of the price action. How big of a boy was that? Big gentleman or lady there, 200 contracts essentially there, absorbing that. So do we have further hidden liquidity that's below that? That's what we call in futures, that's an iceberg order. Adding 2 more lots into that. I want to see this break now below. Same target we were looking for on that prior short. I'm going to move my stop just in case we get a big whip up. So a little bit of rejiggering of the order book here. 9 o'clock is upon us in about 6 minutes here, 7 minutes. So if we do get this fail at 37, this is going to be a really, really nice potential big trade here. So watching here, 37s, do we have enough selling pressure to get this player at 37s? We're looking for that big breakdown right at 37. Right now, again, it's showing us that super bounce area. If we have weakness up towards 40, I would add another 2-lot clip into this, given that we may get this pressure to break through 37 here. So a little weakness touching that 40. Very nice through 37. Let's see if we get this follow through now. We need to get through this absorption that's resting at 35. Nice aggressive selling here. Very thin offers though. This is a nice little lesson on if they're thinning up these offers every single time we go to absorption, they're going to bounce it very, very quick. So you just have to be on your toes for this. If we stay away from 40, this would be very, very nice, especially if we blow through this 33 player. So watching here at 33s now, watching very, very closely. A lot of liquidity resting at 33s. S&Ps are right about to break that 50 EMA. That'd be a very strong break to the downside there. So watching this 33, you can see again, big liquidity is trying to collect iceberg orders here. Okay, here's that 33. See if we can get through this player here. I want to see if there's anybody leaning on them, because then we can look to flip out at 25. So watching here about 10 handles higher. No sellers are coming in to test that player just yet. Nobody wants to be the first one to knock on the door, I suppose. Back up to 40 here. See if we have any weakness that we could sell into right at 40. Again, very, very thin on the offer side. We have about 5 minutes till the top of the hour where we're going to have a big injection of liquidity. So we have to be very, very aware of that timing in the market here. Still holding up on the S&Ps. Right at that 40 level. So where we can find that weakness once more. Adding into that weakness right below 40. 5 lots short here. Looking for this 37 player to give out once more. We have enough sell side pressure to get this through this 37 player. We would potentially retest 33s. I could probably peel off 2 into that flush and then try to ride down to 25. Right now, very, very thin. We might have to, if we get stopped out, we might have to wait until that injection of liquidity comes out right at that 9 a.m. hour. So stopped out there. Again, taking another loss on that one. Just not getting that connection that we need, not getting that follow through. Very, very choppy price action here. As you can see here on our charts, we're getting flush and then a bounce, flush and then a bounce. So very, very choppy here. Unfortunately, we're just not getting the follow through for the breakdowns that we're looking for. Alrighty, so let's wait for this 9 a.m. liquidity to come through. 9 a.m. liquidity will be the one that we're looking for here that will give us some decent price direction, in my opinion. We had a nice failure up there at those 51s right up here. I tried to join it once we started breaking the point of control here at 33. I'm sorry, at 44 rather, 43. Okay, so again, we're looking for weakness to come up here. If we have weakness persisting up at that 51, potentially looking for a short. If we get through 51s, we're looking to tag that shorts there. So our total is now at 965 here in the red. Have a little work to do. See if we can get some nice advantage trades here. It is pushing back up. S&Ps are remaining strong above the moving averages here. Have about 3 minutes now until the top of the hour, less than 3 minutes. So seeing some very, very light buying here. This is not big aggressive strength here. Very, very thin to the offer side, which makes me think that we are going to be perking up and then into a roll simply because the offer is not thick at all. They're letting this run higher. And then the moment that we have a big iceberg order on the offer coming in, that's where we start to see, now we get rejection like we're seeing right now. Big rejection. Why is there no brackets on Top Step X now? I'm not sure. Rip says your bearish trend mostly based on the trend line. Well, I mean, I guess we have 2 trend lines now, right? We can draw this other trend line here. Right there to right about thusly, right? we got the X on our platform now. But yeah, I mean, it's basically saying that, you know, we've had a lot of orders above this area just being rejected. And that extension, we didn't even get close to getting up to that area and perking above it. I think I was a little bit slow on my re-entry there, but you know, we entered and got chopped here, and then we just entered and got chopped there. So it is what it is. We're just managing our risk really, really well today. We will eventually, I think, get a really nice follow-through trade here. We are back at those 40s again. This weakness still shows up here. And we have the 9 a.m. liquidity coming in about 90 seconds here. So we may have missed an entry on this short. This may actually get the failure now, but I want to wait for that injection of liquidity coming in 90 seconds. Yeah, Top Step X is being released this month, I believe. I'm not sure if we have an actual date on it yet, though. When I see price touching trend lines like this, nobody can convince me price is not booked algorithmically. Yeah, there's algorithms that are definitely running this price. So literally, I'm the most retail trader ever with just support resistance and EMA trend bias, and I enter on a wedge break. Capacity can't go beyond that with news and analysis. I'm not sure what you're saying there. Oh, you're saying your own capacity? I mean, if what you're doing is working for you, don't change anything in your process. Definitely don't change anything in your process. Yeah, it's touched perfectly to the tick. Yeah, definitely. So we are coming back down here. If that 37 player is now vacant. We have 20 seconds now until 9 a.m. Let's see if we get a nice little injection of volatility and liquidity here. I don't think we have any 9 a.m. news. I just want to confirm. Yeah, not until 9:30. That's Canadian data. But then 15 minutes after the open, we have the PMI coming out. So here's 9 a.m. Apple out with a press release talking that they have 600 new apps out for Apple Vision Pro. No reaction yet from Apple on that. 37 player is stacking up again. I'm going to try a long here. Since we've tapped that 37 multiple times, if we get back above 45, I want to continue to add to this position here. So that 37 player, I'm going to move my stop up to right around 32 3/4. If we get above 45, I think that we can get an extension all the way up to 51, and that's going to be my target on this trade. Things are looking strong on that 9 a.m. liquidity. S&Ps need to meander above 48.92 here. So let's see if we can hold above 40s here. Nice little push up. I want to see thin offers once more. If we have thin offers, I can be aggressive on this thing. Right now, keeping my stop. Again, super tight, just playing around this range, trying to get some nice scalps in this range-bound area. So watching above 45s now. Again, thin offers. If we get through 45, this is a nice move. I see some bidders bluffing. There's somebody who's spoofing right now on the bid. Decent size. We're very wicky up here, so if the S&Ps start to clear out and above this area, I could see this as a very nice sign of strength. So watching here right above 45. Okay, there's 45. Watching here, do we actually have some thin offers that we can push through? We tickled that 45 area. I'm adding to that for that burst above 45. Nice push of liquidity here to the top side. Watching to see if we can actually have follow through all the way to 50 here. Remember our levels at 51. Adding into that for that push up to 50 now. Very nice. Let's see if we burst up through these 50s here. Very nice push up. Watching here around 52. Covering 4 lots there. Moving my stop up. Very nice connection on that trade. Watching to see if we have that continued liquidity. So peeling off right as we were touching into that 51 area. 45 tickle incoming. tickle. There we go. So yeah, just momentum scalping in this range right here. Recovering a little bit of our losses. Let's see if we can actually get this extension now, because if this thing runs, we get a really nice trade on this one. If we actually have, we've touched these lows so many times. Going back to trading view here. Touched these lows so many times. That 37 player didn't want to take a hike. So, hey, you know what? Can't beat them, join them. That 37 player doesn't want to take a hike. But again, it's all up to this level here. This is the big area of liquidity that we need to punch through. And we got stopped out. So we're not going to see that trade all the way through. That's going to put us up now, well, a little bit in the recovery there. And now only down $560. So we made about $400 on that trade for that nice burst of volume there to the top side. Alrighty, so I think the open's going to be much more kind than this. This is really tight liquidity. Do remember we do have earnings after the bell today. Big earnings coming out. We had Microsoft prior to today. I mean, that was on Monday, I believe. We had Microsoft out with their earnings. We also had Google out with their earnings. Google did not so well on their forward-looking guidance. Cloud computing was kind of a disappointment. But today, after the bell, we do have Apple, Amazon, Meta, and US Steel who are all reporting. Look at that coming right back down. This is some choppy garbage here, folks. This is choppy garbage right there. I'm going to get rid of these trend lines now that we're kind of they don't make sense anymore. But yeah, if you're trading this, buying here, selling here, buying here, selling here. We had a late one on that one. Now look at, there we go, right through those 30s again. We are, we're sticking to that original thesis here that is weak. By golly, it would have been nice if we would have got that break earlier. It took That is 1, 2, 3. That is attempt number 4 here. Now watch though, there's a good chance we touch the VWAP and then we rocket right back up on very, very thin offers there. Freddie says, Trump's market wasn't this choppy. I look for follow through in trades, so sometimes I can get chopped apart. But today, as you can see, we're keeping our losses very, very tight. We're keeping our risk management in check today. And I want to be having these streams be more tight and controlled here versus what it's been lately, which has been a little bit of out of pocket. By golly, if we had this flush a little bit earlier, oh my. Yeah, look at this. So we are failing that 33 area that we were watching, coming right back down to the VWAP, S&P VWAP right around in the same area here. Anybody catch that to the short side? Looks like John Williams got that from 340. What do you consider thin offers? So if they're driving the price on single prints, 1, 2, 3, 4 lots, and it's just driving, that's what I consider thin offers. This is not a thin bid down here. This is absorption of 75, of 116, 45, 47. That's not thin. That's absorption, right? In the NQ, I mean, this is a thin offer right here. This is a 6 lot. This is a 12 lot. This is a 12 lot. Very, very thin, especially right here. 5, 4, a 3. A 6, a 7, very, very thin stuff. So yeah, we finally got that short the moment that we're not in it, right? So yeah, it worked out perfectly though with these levels that we're watching. It worked out perfectly of being weak in that rejection. Unfortunately, we tried it here, got stopped out on that up jump, tried it again, got stopped out, and then took it long, covered there, but we did not flip to the short side. But even though, we missed a trade like that, we don't beat ourselves up for it. Now S&P's through the VWAP here. Kind of in no man's land, however, there is a good chance that we can come back down to that inefficiency. We do have any kind of failure here below the VWAP. I could find myself putting on a 1 lot. I don't want to chase so much though before the open. This is very persistent weakness here. Chunky bids are showing up. We get a little bit of a retest up towards that 35 area perhaps. I'm sorry, that 25 area. So watching here, there's a little pump up. Watching up towards 25 now. What are my VWAP settings? This is what I have for my VWAP here. Just basic VWAP inputs are right there. You can go back and pause the video and get those settings if you'd like. So there we go. A little bit chunky there to the top side. Nice work, MHS. Caught the short. Way to go. What time is earnings? After the bell there, Marine. They're after the bell. Top Step X will be ready, released this month. Yes, that is correct. February. That's what we're looking for. All right, a little bit of a retest here to the high side above 25. I want to see if S&Ps are weak here. This is right at the VWAP. Tesla's coming down. NVIDIA's coming down. Microsoft is playing right around the VWAP here. Chunky bids, let's call it the peanut butter place, sliding all over the place. Hey, there we go. Market Garden says that flush just saved my combine. Give it up for Market Garden. Way to go. Nicely done. Yeah, so we are pushing back up. Tricky, choppy market this morning. Be careful here. What a loser, asking if anyone took this short while he is flat. Oh, we have another one of these people. Watch this. They try. I thought the idea was good, personally. Got 3 winners on this chop. Jesus, nice work there, Sir Noodles. That 37 buy was just VWAP with different settings. Yeah, I see it on the S&Ps. It's the VWAP right here. You can see it on the S&Ps here. There it is. Well, there's a whole. We're not even gonna give light to them. Why even bother? They're miserable people. That guy follows signals. Well, hopefully he followed all of my losing trades and lost all of his combines. I hope that happened. I'm kidding. That trade after FOMC yesterday was insane, my man. You destroyed it. Yeah, that was fun. $15,000 on that trade, but it's in a combine. Yeah, we have about 1,300 people in here. Ribs Market Maker started watching your stream, so they were just hunting your stop before they flushed it. I can't believe it. They were totally doing it. Wait, you're not supposed to tell us when you say bye, bye, bye to the trolls. You're right. That's why I cut myself short on that one. Well, it's, the downside for the trolls is that they never get to win free combines. They never get to win anything because they can't speak. I remember when there were only 40 of us. I remember that too, Arthur Morgan. There used to be only 40 and then it grew to 70 and then we kept it consistent about 100 or 200. Let's see where we're at. If we're over 500, I'm going to do a poll. Over 500 likes. Let's see. 519, we're going to do a poll, but let's pump it up. At 900 likes, we do a giveaway here. I should make a bye sound when you kick. That's a really good idea. Oh, I love that. Oh, okay. Let's start a poll here. What will the NQ end the day at? Up. Let's change that to where will the NQ go from here? Up, down. No clue. This is wild. There you go. All right, there we go, folks. Where will the NQ go from here? Up and down, or no clue? This is wild. Oh, goodness. I'm laughing to tears over here. Ribs, you need to make FOMC day for your YouTube and Discord exclusively, not on Top Step TV. I really had a good time with Top Step TV. It was a lot of fun. I mean, the real loser is the guy wasting his time in a stream that doesn't serve him. Kick rocks. That's what I'm saying, Robert Moore. No, but I think it's like a professional sport for these folks. They don't excel in any other areas of life. They've been trying their darndest. They wake up one day, they realize that they're middle-aged. They have no goals and aspirations. Every goal that they've tried to attempt has never led anywhere. And so they come on stream, they take out all of that internal anger and they project it onto you fine people in these streams here. And it's a sad story. But we try to remain positive in here. We try to remain positive. Did I mention how rich I am? That was funny. That was good stuff. Oh, goodness. Yeah. All right, folks. We are currently just washing around here. We have about 18 minutes till the market opens. Let's go over what we're looking for here. We have the S&Ps here on the chart. We have this bounce from VWAP. Very, very choppy. I mean, look at these candles. They're just ugly, ugly candles this morning. Checking out the NQ here. NQ. So let's go to the 15-minute. Let's map out what we're looking for here. I don't think much has changed from the top of the call, but if you joined the stream late here, I got a little smudge on my chart there. If you joined the stream late here, this is what we're looking for. So we have had a failed auction up here pretty much for the majority of the morning. You can see how much liquidity has been contracted. Here's the bell curve right here. Sticking out the most right there, sticking out right here at this point. This is the point of control. So we've had a lot of failed auction up here, and we haven't found the downside push yet. We've had a lot of takers here to buy this liquidity, but we haven't had enough downside push. In fact, this was the closest thing. We had encroachment into this order block right there, but we couldn't break below it. We want to see this kind of, if we're going to fail up here, we want to see this come down to 294.5 and figure out what's going to happen down here. If it does fail down to that level and then it does go below, retest, and then we go lower, we're watching to this level here, 262.75. That's the Globex low essentially. So we want to see if that breaks down. If we do, we target 236, which is right around where we had bidders catching ourselves yesterday in the FOMC market. So let's see how that unfolds. And then to the upside here, if it does kind of make a way below this, comes up, retests, we could potentially be retesting that 51. But again, every single time that we've retested that 51, we've had a rejection right here. So a lot of different possibilities on the table. Anything can happen here. I don't really have a clear direction on the market here. So I want to probably wait for the first 5 minutes to unfold. And again, we're keeping it light and tight today. It is Thursday. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We want to try to make back any of these losses, but we're not looking to try to make it back in one trade. We're going to take some good trades, see if we have continuation on any of these things, and hopefully we get continuation with a runner on, and we can, try to see some green on the day. What's the top bottom of that order block? This is an inefficiency right here. That is an inefficiency. This essentially is an order block down here, right there. So we could draw that. Oh, what are the numbers right here? That is 287.5 up to 304 flat. There you go, MHS. But yeah, I feel like, we had some trade ideas. And overall, this is a very rinsy thing. And for us to only be down $560, I think that's pretty dang good there. Have a shot clock till market open. Hope we don't get big moves in either direction. I'm probably going to have a shot clock right off the open because I think that, there's going to be a lot of displacement because of the FOMC trade. And the employment data had really just kind of one sort of outlier print. Everything else kind of came in line. What's inefficiency? It's in smart money concepts, it can be called a fair value gap, but it's a 3-candle pattern. This is candle 1, this is candle 2, this is candle 3, and it's the gap between the wick on candle 1 and the gap between candle 3. So there it is, from wick to wick, creates an inefficiency, but we have mitigated it with a wick. However, some folks like to consider mitigation only with candle bodies, so I'm still keeping it here to see. I just want to keep a temperature on that myself. And then let's see where we are on a retracement here from here. Oops. From there on these lows all the way up to here. Yeah, we had a 618 retracement right there on that. So that does kind of make sense whether or not that's going to hold or not if we're actually going to get lower. But look at how wicky this is on the 15-minute bars. I'm actually shocked that we didn't lose more money trading that very tight area there. Micah says, max win in my combine yesterday. Way to go there, Micah. Only a few hundred away from passing. It's always the most precarious spot because I tend to start trading for the finish line rather than, we talked about this on the top of the call earlier. Just take good trades. Don't even pay attention to where that end goal is. If you've ever seen me pass combines here on stream, I'm usually surprised about it. I'm usually kind of shocked and I say, oh, wow, that one's over 159. Sweet, passed it. I was up 600, unfortunately got chopped up. Hey, it's going to happen. Hopefully you managed your downside risk, right? As long as you manage that downside risk. Nice work there, Jay Quinn, here in the Discord. Been killing it lately. Rips, I know everyone says don't trade your P&L, but isn't there value for value to it for combine trading specifically, like getting back to zero after a small loss seems to have a lot of psychological value to me? Well, that's the thing. If you can potentially limit your upside if you're thinking about that. Like right now, if I'm thinking in my head, I want to make $600 so we go back to flat. What if I'm up $600 and then the tape kind of like juts down a little bit and I'm immediately thinking, oh my goodness, I could have been flat. I'm going to take off the trade. And then it continues to go. It can kind of blindside you in the way that you're perceiving the market. So I tend to say, don't be focusing on the P&L that you're at on the day. Focus on it trade to trade. It doesn't mean be careless. Obviously, you want to have some kind of mindset, but trading with your P&L in mind in the sense that if I'm thinking about, I just need to make $600 and we'll get back to flat, I'm probably going to get either chopped apart, take a bigger loss than I need to. Like on that trade there that we had that push up to the top side, I used 6 lots in that trade with the idea of flipping 4 out where we did right at 51. And I left 2 as a runner. That 2 as a runner would have been what could have brought us back to even. But I only made $400 on that trade. I'm not looking to make $900 on that trade. If I was, I'm slamming in 15 lots and really going for it. But no, I had the trade idea is independent of my P&L. I'm trying to make money in the trade, but I'm not necessarily trying to make, I want to make maximum dollar. And the only way I'm going to make that is on those 2 runners above 51, right? If that makes sense. So I'm looking at each trade as an independent event. Down $82 after 3 trades today. Nice work, keeping it nice and tight. I believe people fail to realize the importance of your mental state when it comes to trading, especially a funded account. Speaking off of 6 years of trading experience, just a thought. Yeah, 100% there, Carlo, and thank you for sharing. Would the candle from Friday, January 19th, 6 a.m. be a 4-hour order block? Let's find out here. We do have the market opening in 12 minutes. Let's see, January 19th. So we're probably talking about something down, what time? 6 a.m. All right, so probably down here. This one? That big red candle? Yeah, I mean, technically, there's a lot of, when you have a big run like that, technically it can be seen as that. But, we're not even down in that area. I would just say that this is some bullish order flow down here. That's what I would basically frame that as. It technically is an order block, but very, very far out. Okay, so let's get back to what we're looking at here. About 10 minutes now until the open. We're at 600 likes, folks. We get to 900. We'll do a giveaway. Tomorrow, we will absolutely be giving away a free Top Step Combine here on the stream. Rips, you're on Top Step today. Yes, for the final 2 hours. By the way, out of 6 years, 5 not profitable and never gave up, but I wish people would realize how important it is how we feel. Where we are, we look for money and focus on just money, fail recipe 100%. Yep, we try to talk about that a lot on stream here. Very, very important. Morning, mate. Hope you're doing all right. Thank you there. Killy Bristol. I like your name. Killy Bristol. Like that a lot. How much stock do you put in the upside liquidity on Bookmap right now? 375, then up by 400. Let's see. I mean, that player at 375 has been resting there. They got 182, and then, I mean, up there at, basically 390 something. Let's see here. 390. That is at 393. There's 100 up there. But, that's generally, if we start to get up there, they can easily pull that. HO, this 60% discount on Top Step. It's already $149 for 150K with the link you provide. So if you take it all the way to checkout, it'll show you the deepest discount. So if you click that link, you go to earn funding, you click that get a combine button, and you take it all the way to checkout. You don't have to pay, but take it all the way to checkout. It'll show you the lowest discount that is available at that current time. Same goes for resets. So if you reset an account and you use that link, it'll give you the deepest discount available on a reset. Somebody in here got a reset for about $26 or something like that. There is no code. You just have to click that link. It's the link that's pinned to the top of the channel there. Powell would like investors to treat good news as good news. That's a difference, right? It's just, if you look at the YouTube chat, it's pinned to the top of the chat there. Right there at the top of the chat. So we have about 8.5 minutes here until the market opens. Might do a bathroom break. Not sure yet. Might wait for the 5-minute liquidity injection. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna do a bathroom break right now. Do a quick little restroom break for about 2 minutes here. I'll be right back. Make sure you're slamming that lucky like button, because again, if we get just 250 more likes, we're gonna do a giveaway for a free month of Clubhouse. It'd be great. Just at 900 likes, we have 1,200 people in here. Should be easy to do. So let's see if we get a bathroom pump or a bathroom dump. I'll be right back with you, folks. Good luck. And we're back. Looks like the bathroom flush worked. Oh my goodness gracious. Big old flush there. How'd you folks do? Did anybody catch that flush? That beautiful Rips signature bathroom flush out there? 3 cups coffee, 1 pot in, 2 more to go. Way to go there, Carl. All right, so here we are, 5-minute liquidity injection. 5 minutes until the market opens. Did I see Dolby here in chat? Did I see Dolby himself? If you're here, Dolby, say what's up. Just covered up 400. Nice work there, Ash. Who else caught that to the downside there? Who caught it? Who caught it? Made my G back from what FOMC took yesterday. Nice work there, Charles. Way to go. Nice work. Just caught 260 pounds. Nice work there, Nikki. Awesome stuff. Link's not working? Should be. Top step. Here. Let's see. Should pop up. Right. Go, Nightbot, go. There it is, right there. What volume indicator are you using? This is a visible range volume profile right here. VRVP. Built into TradingView. Yeah, where's Dolby at? Where is Dolby? I took the short, but it got me out of break even before flushing. Oh, that's better than losing, right? Break even's still cool. Speaking of cool, Zero Cool. Love your name. Great movie, by the way, if you know where that one's from. Zero Cool. How about Acid Burn? Up 300 combine now. Nice. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Retberg's got it. Obviously, Zero Cool's got it. Was that a bathroom dump, Rips? I think so. That was a nice one. Not literally, but why does Dolby always encourage traders to oversize? It's just for fun. I don't think he's encouraging it. Nice work there, lazy entrepreneur, up $1,300. All right, market open coming in 3.5 short minutes here. Old movie, but a cool one. Yeah, that was the way that they depict the hacking scenes in that are just hilarious, by the way. Is $149 the same as the coupon that you give because your link takes you to sign up as a new account? What do we use if you have an account already? You just click that thing that says in the corner. You just click earn funding. It'll take you right to the checkout page. Jay Quinn, right here again. VRVP. You can go back and pause the stream. VRVP. And there's the style for it. Go back and pause the stream if you'd like. Yep, no problem. I figured it might be a joke, but he loves going 15 lots. Yeah, if you're still here, Dolby, talk to the people about that pulled pork play. All right, we're very close to getting 900 likes. I'd love to do a giveaway towards the end of the stream. We are going to be trading this open together. Again, keeping it light and tight. A lot of stuff on the table to watch. I do want to let this opening range kind of play out and then take it from there. If I do see a nice play, though, off the open, off rip, for instance, if we are holding this area and we're not getting back down to here and we're actually just defending this area super strong right here, potentially taking that up above 51. But as I'm saying that, we are kind of fading down. Congratulations to anybody who's short. Apple just off a cliff on what? U.S. plans strikes for Iraq and Syria. That is why. Okay, hello. That's not good news there. Let's see if we have anything to short into right here. 302s. Yeah, that is not good news. U.S. reportedly approves retaliatory strikes in Iraq and Syria. Oh, goodness. Oh, my. Oil jumped 50 ticks in a minute. Yeah, so my oil traders out there, if you caught any of that, sound off in chat. That's a headline. Oh, my goodness. That's a headline, all right. All right, are we going to push below these 300s here? Apple off a cliff. Oh, my goodness. So, see if we can catch any of this downside action here. Watching closely. I might try a one lot down here. We have the market open in less than a minute. Good luck, everybody. Make sure you're calm, cool, and collected. Make sure you understand it's just a Thursday, just another trading day. So, let's see. Bonds are running. Let's see. See what we do with the 90s. I like that plan. 294.5. I do like that plan a lot. Might find a quick short out of the gates here. Given the headline, given the Apple's right off of a cliff. Market is opening here. I'm going to take a short actually, even though we might get a little tagged out here off the rip. Some absorption here at 300s. Market is opening in less than 10 seconds here. Less than 10 seconds. S&Ps are looking kind of weak. Okay, here we go. A lot of absorption right around 300 here. Big absorption here. We're probably going to get stopped out. Huge absorption. Good chance we get stopped out here. Massive absorption right at 300. Watching for this. Can we get a rejection pre-320? Huge absorption. Wow, there we go. Massive flush right down to 307. But again, big absorption. This is a lot of order matching going off right here. Massive amount of order matching. Yeah, I might just actually go flat here if we don't get stopped out first. It's just, yeah, they're absorbing the pants off these bids right now. A lot of order matching. Big burst to the top side in the S&Ps. Big bounce from Apple as well. Little bit of a flush back below 310s. Can we get that liquidity entertained below 310s here? A little bit of a fade here, but not tremendously strong. Can we get breaking below 300s here? There we go. Break below 300s. Now we're watching these 290s. Can we get this fail through these 290s here? Watching closely. We have room all the way down to 260s if 290s fail, but right now, a lot of absorption on the tape. Chunky orders coming through. Can we fail 294? Nice little fade here. S&P is still very strong. Unfortunately, not liking what I'm seeing here. To the downside, I feel like my Rhythmic is very slow right now too. I'm just going to cover that. I got to cover that there. It's very, it's not congruent price action right now. S&P is straight up. Apple, big bounce. I'd rather be on the sidelines here. So we're taking a small little $140 loss on that trade. I thought we'd get a nice little flush on that news there, but the way that it's trading is just a lot of absorption here. S&Ps might perk up. So I'm watching for this potentially trade through the VWAP here through the 20s. A lot of absorption, a lot of strength. Trying along here right into this 20 level. Let's see if we actually have that break above those 20s here. If we have weakness, we'll get right out of this trade. Watching for this to trade back up to the 30s. Watching very closely right here at 20s. Big burst up of S&P volume coming in hot. Oh, bad timing on that trade. Come back down to that inefficiency. Yeah, very disagreed price action here. A lot of disagreement in the price action. And my Rhythmic is running awfully slow here. Apple is perking right back up. We did get stopped out on that one there. So nice little $300 loss on that one. I was trying to time that right through the 20s because we have a lot of liquidity resting there. We would have some buy side liquidity potentially bursting up through that. So that was the idea on that trade there. Just want to try to keep this sizing right around one lot. Looking for this to have a range breakout perhaps. I mean, goodness gracious, the S&Ps and the NQ are looking, the components of the NQ are looking very strong here. Extremely strong. I'm going to try along one more time here. We're looking very strong. I'm going to tool that down just below 298 now. If we get back above those 20s, there's a chance again that those 30s would start to absorb, get the price action to magnetize back up to that level here. So I'm keeping a wider stop, just trading one lot here, watching for this burst back above through the 20s. Things are just tremendously strong here. The S&P is strong. The NQ components are strong. So I would assume that this is going to tool up, especially with Amazon, how strong it is. Microsoft, very strong here out the gates. So pushing up here potentially through the 20s. Some buyers stepping in right there through the 20s. Can we get through this player now at 20 flat? Yeah, they're letting this go a little bit. Adding one right there as we perked right above 20s and adding just as we get a big rejection there at 20s. We're trying to get that liquidity just snapped right above the 20s there. It's through 25. We would get a big burst of volume right up through that level, but very choppy and range bound as it sits right now. S&P super strong, however. Very strong from the S&Ps here. Watching here, these 20s. Just can't break over those 20s just yet. If we do, this thing should scream right up through these 20s. Can we get these? There we go. Through the 20s, 25s now. Very nice. Okay, there we go. There's that scream that we're looking for. And we have to be careful right around these 30s here. Remember, 33 is sort of a little backstop. Going one more long here for the break above 30. Going to try to see if we can let this work through the 40s now. Watching up here, potentially through these 40s. I want to refresh this if we get to mid 20s perhaps. So watching here, adding for that encroachment up through the 40s now. Very, very nice. Watching carefully here. So big, big rejection pre-40s, but I think that we can scream right through the 40s. That 33 3/4 level is very, very strong, but we should be able to burst through that with all the liquidity that we drew right down close to the bottom here. So watching here at 40s now. Big, huge seller stepping in. But let's see if we can defend these 30s. Big, big seller stepping in right as we're about to crest into those 40s. Adding into that for this burst back up through the 30s. See if we can time this just right here. Still some nice liquidity coming to the top side. So looking for this follow through above the 30s. Still in this choppy little area below 30s here. Gonna move my stop up as well. And big flush. That's not what we want to see, unfortunately. See if we can hold these 20s. Watching back up. Yeah, this is a little bit of rejection pre-40s. Just seeing if we can wrestle back up into these 30s here. We are drawing a little bit of liquidity to the downside. So just watching to see whether or not we can get perked back above these 20s. If we do, Apple's showing some strength. S&P is just right at this big level of confluence here. If we get back above that level, it'd be super, super strong. So just watching here, it's just struggling right there, those 25s. Super choppy price action here off the open. Seeing if we can get back above these 25s now. Big seller stepping in at 25. Super thin. They're spreading this very, very thin, and it's a little bit wonky here. So let's see if we can actually get burst above these 27s. Watching closely here. Right up here towards this 27 level. I'm covering 3 for that approach towards 27. Okay, through 30s. Let's see if we can break above into the 40s now. So choppy. So very, very choppy. Price wants to go, but we're just not pushing through that level just yet. Watching here if we get that smoke up through 40s here. Without a rejection. A lot of absorption here on the offer. So the same type of thing that we're seeing on the pre-market trade here. Massive amount of absorption here to the top side. So it does get me a little bit of pause here on this trade. I do want to see this ripping up through the 30s right into those 40s. But again, we're getting into this absorption up here. Watching here at 35 now. Big absorption rate at 35. Covering 2, well, tried to cover 2 into the offer there. By golly, this is just not the follow through that I'd like to see on the open trade here. Oh, I gotta move that. So watching here, do we get that fill back up at 31? Super choppy price action. And we might get stopped out here. Can we base out at the 20s? Our stop is at 15.5. We can base out at the 20s. I might look for a quick little flip back up to the top side here. And again, they're rejecting 25s. A lot of offer side liquidity here. A lot of very thick offers that we're not just being able to get through just yet. Watching for this flush back down to around 15.5, where we would get stopped out on this play. And stopped out there. So big reversal out of the S&Ps there. Going to stay hands off here for a quick second. A lot of overhead, thick offers. If we are breaking down into this inefficiency, we still have yet to see a candle close into this inefficiency here. So watching here, we defend these 15s. Right now, 15s are being defended. So this is what we're looking at here with that inefficiency block. This open, my goodness gracious, just, oh my goodness. What an open. Very, very wicky, not congruent price action. Okay, 15 failures here. S&P as well. If we look at the S&P here, extremely choppy price action, just back and forth. Oh, I gotta get the screen up here. Very, very choppy price action there. So trying to get through this. Find a nice directional trade in this market here. So let's see, 15s. Are 15s going to hold here? If they are, I want to see these offers start to thin up just a touch, because right now we're just washing back and forth. The range in the S&Ps is just garbage right now. And it's crazy because if you're looking like, so let's see, this is Apple, right? Big green bar from that flush, that news. Meta, big green bar. Amazon, look at this, big green bar. Oh shoot, you can't see any of this, my goodness. So there's Amazon, big green bar. Apple, big green bar. Microsoft, big green bar. Meta, big green bar, right? So that's what I'm looking at there, is we're getting these huge green bars, but then we're not getting that follow through for the Nas to wake up here. And we're getting very, very thick liquidity to the offer side. So I'm using the Magnificent 7 as a guide to my trades. And unfortunately, we're not having that follow through in it right now because the S&Ps are super heavy. A lot of liquidity kind of entering at this midpoint here. So 5 minutes here until we have the next print, and that is going to be the S&P Global Manufacturing PMI. I want to be hands off for now. All right, so now we are seeing that nice pushback up a little bit. 25s there. So yeah, very, very choppy off this open. See if the PMI gives us any indication here. Again, same thesis still intact, is that, you know, on those scalp trades, I'm looking to take it long there for that burst back up to 51. We couldn't even get back above, we couldn't even get to the 40s there. So I want to see this pertain weakness. If we actually break through that, like we said earlier, we have some buy stops that will get popped in that. But for the time being, what we're looking for is that PMI print to come out, potential auction back up to this area. If we have failed weakness, looking for this to actually break down that 94.5 level. So those are the trade ideas that we have there. Rivs, you know when Top Step X is being released? I believe sometime this month in February. What's your target to the upside? 51. We didn't even break 40s. I was holding out for 51 there. Had some green on the trade. I didn't take it. Tried to peel off when things weren't congruent. It was very, very choppy here. Trying to manage myself through the chop. Did you try Top Step X? Yes, I did. I haven't used it much lately, but I'm excited to try the newer version of it when it comes out. The next release, so to speak. All right, 2.5 minutes now. 2.5 minutes until that data comes out. Does your screen P&L include commissions? Yes, it does. Indeed. So right now we're just kind of chopping around in this range. Volume is subsiding a little bit. I think we're waiting for that PMI print to come out. That's going to be out in about 3 minutes here, 2 minutes. And we also have at 10 a.m., we have the ISM manufacturing data coming out. It is perking back up into these 30s. Apple super strong here. S&P is also super, super strong. We may have gotten flushed out on that dip there. So I want to see if this thing can actually break now above into those 40s. A lot of bad timing lately on a lot of these trades. Just terrible, terrible timing. So hands off is where I want to be right now. Definitely a washing machine this morning. Volume is staying pretty low. P&L update. We're at negative 1,800 now. And this is trading in a Top Step combine. A 150K combine. So watching here at these 30s. Yeah, everything's strong, right? MHS says this in the Discord, that Meta, Microsoft, Amazon all strong. That's why I was long into this, but we just got chopped out there. We got chopped out on that flush right there. It was a brutal flush. I did like the long, but we weren't breaking key levels, and then we just started to flush right back down, so I boogied on out of the trade there. But yeah, everything is so strong here, but we're seeing the S&P futures are lagging like crazy, and we see a lot of these offers very, very thick in the NQ. Okay, so less than a minute now until we see the PMI data coming out. See if we can catch an advantage trade on this. And now we're seeing thicker bids stepping in. This is a key breakout area as well. Took a one lotter from VWAP, stop under VWAP. I like that trade. Order book is thinning out just a touch here. Yeah, S&Ps are at that breakout level that we're looking for earlier, and now they're playing nice. So S&Ps are looking strong. If Apple does pull through this 186 level, it's going to be super strong. All right, order book clearing out, 10 seconds. Here we go, folks. Good luck, everybody. PMI print coming out here in 5 seconds. Small reaction there to the downside. 50.7 versus a 50.3, so coming in slightly hotter. A little rinsey, a little washy. Still not able to perk up into those 40s, but I'm seeing if we have any kind of bids stepping up here in these mid to low 30s. Apple is coming down a touch. S&P is a little bit choppy. Okay, there's a flush back down into 315. Coming back down. So I would want to see this start to solidify some bids here. I'm just watching this very closely. I'm going to take a long here. Have my stop right below that wick. Watching for this to hold above 20s now. I want to see this starting to crest above. Adding into that for that push above 30 now. Here we go. If we can see this, we just need this over 35 and this thing lights up. Can we break out of this range? We're looking for the range breakout trade now. Move my stop. Can we get one range breakout here? S&Ps did a nice little fake out for that range breakout. Watching here at 35s. If we break out 35s, this thing just rips. Oh my goodness gracious. So close. So close for that range breakout. Yeah, this is just so choppy here. Oh, unfortunate. Back down to the 20s. Can we get above that 35 break? We keep on getting there, but no dice. No enchilada for us here. Looking for that 35 to the defenders to get blown out there. Everything in the NAS is lighting up here too. Yeah, this is where we're looking for that clean breakout above 35. Watching here. Do we make it through 35s here? Big offers stepping in. Yeah. Choppy stuff. We'll probably get stopped out here. Yeah. Stopped out. Yeah. So that's going to put us down on the day here, down $2,400. Very, very choppy. I am a breakout trader. So when we're tooling into those breakouts, I'm looking for a clean breakout above 35 there. And although it might come, I have to keep my stops tight to manage my risk. I don't know if I want to go full max loss on this combine. We have about $600 more to go. But by golly, we've had some really, really choppy price action here, especially in the open, in the pre-market, now into the open. So let's take a little break here. Let's take a little break and recenter ourselves. I could just trade a different combine so the balance on that combine is now 152,000. Probably want to switch over to a fresh combine just in case. So we're down $2,400 on that one. I think I'm going to switch over to a different combine here, just to kind of refresh things. So that was one of the combines that I hit max profit on yesterday. Down $2,500 in it today, so giving back a little bit of yesterday's profits. Do me a favor, drop a C in the chat if you think this is some of the choppiest price action you've seen off the open lately. Drop a C in the chat for me if you're with me. Drop a C in the chat if you think this is choppy. There we go. Holy choppiness, right? Oh my goodness gracious. Oh. Choppy opening. So I'm a breakout trader. I like range breakouts, and you don't get second chances at moments in the market. So when we're looking for that breakout of 35, we got to go for it. And that's why I was 3-4 lots into that move, and unfortunately just not getting that connection. So we're hands off. We're taking a break for now. The next piece of data is going to be out here in about 10 minutes. That is going to be the construction spending for December. Don't think we're going to get a big move on that, but the market should have developed a little bit more by then. But just look over at what we're seeing here. Look at this. Look at this chop on the 5 minutes. Oh my goodness gracious. Sometimes it's difficult to avoid the chop. This is the range breakout we're looking for right here, just above 35. We want to see that jut up to the 51s. I'm taking off half my position to those 51s and leaving as a runner if we get above that to go for that. So that was the trade idea on that one. Did not play out like we wanted to. And I don't trust it to the short side here. Even though we might see this breakdown to the short side, I don't trust it to the short side here. Yeah, these opens have not been very kind lately. They've been very choppy, very difficult to trade, and it's just been the way that this price action on these opens have been. Look at that. You get really excited about the short and then boom, we bounce right back up. This is just disgusting stuff. But we'll wait. We'll be patient. There's 1,000 of you folks in here. Let's see if we can pump it up. Well, we're not in a trade right now. Let's see if we can pump it up to 900 likes in here. We are at 725, folks. 725. Let's get up to 900. 401, 200 in the second combine's been shorting pops. Still in the chop zone. Nice work there, MHS. Way to go. Open another combine. Papa Celsius Zen. It's all good. Yeah, that's the name of the game right here. So we'll be trading this on the other combine that I got to max profit yesterday. See if we can trade better on this one. So we gave back 2,400, well, 2,477. There we go on this one. Straight from the butcher, chop, slop, chop, and slop. Rips, this NQ chopped me up today. I'm sorry to hear that, Marco. Me too. If it makes you feel any better, it got me too. Yeah, choppy stuff, especially when the tape is looking congruent. And it's so ridiculous because we get all these strong buyers. We come up to 35. Somebody touches an order at 35 and all of a sudden all those buyers stop. That momentum hits a brick wall. And when you're a momentum trader, that's your biggest enemy. And you can see it not only in the NASDAQ here, but you also see it, also see it over in the S&Ps. Look at this, same thing. This is our brick wall enemy right here. Just cannot break above it. And it's so funny because, you see this wick right here and you think, okay, that's a nice rejection. This wick here, that's a nice rejection. We're certainly going to go through. And that was the tease that got me to size up into it. And a huge harsh rejection. So not congruent price action right now. If you were to ask me though, overall what my sentiment is, I think that we're favoring the longs today. Let's see how, if I'm correct or wrong about this. I think we're favoring the longs today simply because of how much absorption we had on the open there. We had so much absorption coming out right out of the gates. I was short into that move. And I said that multiple times. We have so much absorption on the tape here. I still think that we do see a breakout above 35, breaking out of the 50s, big stops being popped. And I think that we're gathering liquidity to get that move right now. So I want to wait for this data to come out as we are just kind of potentially range bound in this trade here. Kind of wonder if market wants to go retest that 70, 72 area on ES to make sure up again. I don't know. If we have a breakdown of 82.5, I think the market definitely fails. And then we'd have to see that 72. I don't know if we do that though. I think the momentum, if we got down to 72s, the momentum to the downside would be so tremendous for breaking those 72s. Tesla's bleeding ribs. I love the name ribs. It is weighing down the market. Nah, not really. No, Tesla does not have that much pull. And the fact of the matter is that Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, all super strong. So no, it's just an indices trade right now, and we just have indecision in the indices. There's a lot of hedging that's going on in the S&Ps right now. That's what you're going to see. Post FOMC, a lot of hedging. I don't think we were favoring the long because the market was pricing in March rate cut. That door was closed yesterday after Daddy P's speech. So now the market is digesting that, will rebalance. I agree with you, and that's why I was short there off the open. That paired with the potential war news. But the way that they absorbed everything off the open didn't tell me that story. That tells me that there's a lot of panic on the bid, that people literally want to either close shorts or they're trying to buy this market up. It's just that we're having weakness up towards 35. It's not big offers, big thick offers at 35. It's just we come up to 35 and everybody goes, we're good. Don't want it. Not right now. So I feel like we knock on that door with a strong Kool-Aid man kind of slam through that 35 door. Then I think we wake this market up. I'm with you that, logic says that the market should roll, but the open is what's throwing me off from that. The actual orders that are hitting the print, that's what we're going off of here, right? My thoughts on the market, they don't matter if we have orders hitting the market that are being heavily absorbed. That was a very heavily absorbed open there on the bid side. I see a downward channel. We should see 280s area before a bounce, or if we even get one. Very cool. Yeah, I'm open to all different perspectives on the market here. Also good to pay attention to the small bank stocks. They have been sinking, and it was weird that nobody talked about it yesterday at the speech. We're talking about very small banking institutions, I'm guessing. Rips just passed my 150K combine with the code I received yesterday. Not what I had planned, but what I wanted, because my rebuild date was tomorrow. Nice. Give it up for Caesar here. Nice trading on this choppy type of market. Very, very nice trading. Tough to do. Wait, did we get that early? Did they release that just now? No way. Did they? I think that was just the estimate. I heard a squawk right now. Yeah, we're getting that in 5 minutes here. Market makers will liquidate the short-term up channel to 246. Yeah, I mean, there's liquidity that's resting above 51, and I think this is all just a ploy to kind of build liquidity down here and run those stops up top. And then I'm kind of, I can go either way once we're up there. That's what I think still. There's too much absorption down here in this channel. Way too much absorption. Yeah, ISM is coming out in 5 minutes here, 5 minutes. This is the 955 liquidity right here. So watching here, still kind of tapping into that order block with wicks, but we still haven't had a candle body close in that inefficiency zone. Not order block, rather. That inefficiency area. Just wicks. Tappy on the wicks. If we wick down there again, I might try a one lot, to be honest with you. Do you see how, there's not heavy selling? Volume is subsiding a touch here too. Volume has to open up sometime around 10, I'd say. We have to get something going here. I mean, we're not going to have low participation all morning, I don't think. Keeps teasing the VWAP. Yeah, exactly. S&P right there, touching the VWAP. If I hadn't seen that absorption off the open, I would say the market's going to skitter to the downside. But the fact of the matter is that absorption was tremendous. There was so much heavy selling and they took all of it. They don't have to take it there. They could take it much lower. But the fact of the matter is they're jockeying for positions there and they want that liquidity right there. They don't have to take that. That's the thing. They were, though. It's tremendously tough. And look at that. S&P bounce right off of VWAP. Mag 7 looking here and there. That's exactly where 50% level is for the fibs. Where? Which level there, Hunter, if you don't mind sharing? All right, we have a candle body in the fair value gap inefficiency here. There's that tuck below 300. S&P is still holding the VWAP here. Little flushacito down to our level, 294.5. Some sell side coming through. Kind of want to step in front of this freight train, to be honest with you. And the ISM data coming out in 2.5 minutes or so. S&P's through the VWAP, but we've seen this little trick before. I want to see if I can actually buy this market, even though, stepping in front of a freight train here. Okay, there's 290s. Let's see. Lack of absorption now, but I want to see on the S&P, are we seeing any kind of bounce here? Watching these 290s. I didn't see a lot of absorption on the offer, which is why I'm not sold on the downplay here. I'm not sold on the move to the downside. I'm just not yet, but that's just me. I could be reading this completely terribly right now. I'm just not sold on this move to the downside. Let's see here. Right at that 294 level. S&P still a little bit weak, but this is where we bounced earlier. Some more, right below 290. Still not in a trade here, folks. Just watching. This is my screen over here. Not in a trade. Completely flat. But I'm looking at catching this falling knife here, believe it or not. This is not really usually what I trade like, but I do believe that based on that absorption off the open, there's a good chance that we could have a reversal here. It may wait for another minute and a half, which is when that data is going to be out. We have the PMI coming out, the global manufacturing PMI. So we're through that inefficiency now. Nothing on the VIX. Interesting. How do you determine trading combine versus your live account? I like trading combines on stream right now. And live account, I like to have a lot of focus because it's a lot to be streaming right now. And I think with the live account, when I get it buffed up to, I want to try to get to six figures. Look at that. We are punching back up that 290 now. All right, I'm going to try a long here. I've been talking about it. My stop is good at 284 here. I've been talking about this long. Might as well just take it if I feel it, right? So we're looking for this to clear back above 300 now. Order book cleared out tremendously here. About 30 seconds now. 30 seconds until this data comes out. Look at how thin this order book is. My goodness. I hope we don't get swept on a little stop run to the downside here. But let's see. Tesla's fading. Meta's holding. Apple's holding. Google ripping. Amazon ripping. I don't know, folks. Yeah, it would help me to have full concentration when I'm trading my live. So maybe if I just ignored everything and everyone, I like to try to provide as much quality information though. 5 seconds here, everybody. Good luck. Look at how thin this order book is. My goodness. Oh my god. Oh geez. Yeah, that just wrecked my stop there. Look at that. Holy cow, that was insane. My Rhythmic froze. Like, look at this. Look at this right here. What the heck was that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my Rhythmic completely froze on that. Prices paid at 52.9 and manufacturing index about 49.1. So prices paid are up. Yikes. That was insane. That totally knifed me out of my position there. That was insane. That was totally nuts there. All right, coming back down here. Watching here, these 270s rather. S&Ps are a little bit weak here, but watching Apple. Apple's holding VWAP. Tesla's off a cliff. Nvidia now off a cliff. Yeah, Rhythmic has been a little bit slow. I mean, that was insane. My Rhythmic froze completely. That was nuts. That was insane. We got stopped out on that wick to the downside here. Look at that absorption, though. I mean, big absorption there. That was crazy. That was nuts. Watching here, 300s, big bounce from Apple, big bounce from the S&Ps, back to VWAP. Watching here, 295s, 290s. Are we holding this liquidity? That was nuts. I mean, that was one of the wildest, not like the PMI should not have, the ISM should not have moved the market all that much. That was a very, very thin order book and it just slammed. It was slamming like crazy. All right, so 300 is rejected. Seeing if we have any type of bounce here that we can jump into for approach back up over 300s. Absorption is the key indication for me that I still think that this thing is going to tool up somewhat higher today. I really still feel that for some reason. I'm not trying to get married to a bias, but I'm just looking at the price action here. So we've repainted that inefficiency. We didn't get as low as 262. 262 and 3/4 is this level that we're watching right here. This was on those lows there. That was hard to hold through, but I made a tiny profit. Nice work there, James. The algos are still not back on fully. It certainly feels like that, right? I mean, that opening, all the order matching off the opening totally threw me off. So 280s here, kind of holding-ish. Watching right around this level here. So Microsoft is strong. Nvidia is super weak. We don't have a lot of confluence. S&Ps keep bouncing off these lows. It's not having continuation today. We have big flushes and then huge bounces. It'd be very difficult to get filled on that in a live account if you're trading a live account. All right, we're trying another long here on that rip up through 300s. Get back over here. So we're trying a long for that rip up through the 300s. If we have a rejection there, the whole trade plan is negated, but I do want to get us back up above 300s into the 320s here. That's what I'm looking for. Backstop, my stop is at 77, but I want to look for ads. If we have ads down into the 80s. Also, if we break above these 90s here into these 300s. Watching here for the breakout of this level, adding for the breakout above 300 now. Nice push up here. Adding into that for this blow up through 300. Very, very nice here so far. There we go. Stops being popped to the top side here. Let's see if we can follow through for one time this day. Looking for this all the way up to the 320s here. Super nice up into the 310s. Have to be so on guard for a rejection here. But this is looking good. My Rhythmic is so slow right now. I can't even believe this. Oh my goodness, my Rhythmic is terribly slow here. So we're at the bottom range of this volume shelf here. I do want to see this cresting up through the 310s with some strength. So watching here at 310s, adding into that. Nice push up here. Looking for 315s now to hold. right into that volume shelf here. Watching for any kind of pullback I can add into again. Watching here. Oh, that's good right there. 315s are going to get taken out. There we go. Through 315s. Watching out for 320s. Very, very nice here. Love what I'm seeing on the tape. Very, very nice. Watching. I got to intercept this right up above. Give me that 320. Just give that to me. And 5 out there on that approach towards 320. Moving my stop up. Got him. There we go. Finally, a good trade on. Goodness gracious. We were patient for that one. Look at that rejection. We got filled right at the rejection there. My goodness. Oh, good golly. My stop's at 309. I think we get tagged here. It's so volatile on these pulls, right? I want to see this skitter back up and hold 320s. If we get that, I'm going to peel off a nice 2 above 320 here. Watching, peeling off 2 into the 320 pull. Nice. Going to move my stop a little bit tighter here. Could get stopped out on this remaining runner. We have to play the market like this because it's so dang choppy. But like I said, I'm seeing absorption all in the morning here. That's why I'm only looking for a long there. Right? Does that make sense? Did I walk through the thought process of all of this congruently for everybody? Did everything I was saying make sense? Because if not, I want to talk through that again. We're going to get stopped out here likely. And stopped out there. So we made $1,300 on that one, and we've lost $2,500 on the other one. So that's going to put us at, let's see here. So we're down money. We're down $1,100, but we're positive in one combine and negative in another one. So, hey, not too shabby, right? Not too shabby. We finally got some resolution that we're looking for. We added into the winner. We added into a pullback. We added on momentum, and then we took it out right when the timing was right, above those 320s. We called out that area. We still might auction higher here. Remember, we have 33 liquidity. Above that, we got 51. If we break above 51, stops are getting popped like fireworks today.
Boom shakalaka.
Exactly right. Boom shakalaka indeed. So that absorption was everything for me. When I'm seeing that type of absorption, that was everything for me, at least for that short-term push up there. They're not, I mean, those folks that are holding that, they're not going anywhere. If they can absorb that much liquidity, they're not going anywhere. Right? Where I see the absorption, I'm watching the tape here on Bookmap. Now look at that. Now we start to tool up there through 33s. I'm sorry, the 320s, not 33s yet. Yeah, a lot of strength now, a lot of strength. We're going to see stops getting popped tremendously hard if we get up to that 51 level. So very nice push up here. Wow, congrats if anybody's still holding that. Yeah, we missed this big portion of the squeeze here, or at least I did, if you folks are still holding it. But yeah, we had our stop a little bit too tight there. We had it at 311 or so, got stopped out right on that pullback. But again, this is not the market where you're really trusting a trend today, given how choppy the price action is. I could see it easily pulling back here and getting more liquidity because, we're not we get these nice squeezes and then everybody kind of leaves the party. So right here at 33, big level. Stops popped above this would be tremendously strong. S&P's right at this breakout level. So if we get this breakout above 33, I'm interested. Because this would jam right up to the 51 level. So let's see here. Watching here. Still holding those 33s for now. Watching. Taking a long here. On that break above that 35 area. Okay, now we're getting a little bit speedy here. Watch up through these 51s here. Watch potentially for a squeeze up through the 51s now. See if we get this break above. Pulling back to these 40s. Getting a little bit squeezy here. Adding into that for the break above 45 into 50 now. Trying to time this appropriately. I got to move my stop up as well. So trying to time this just right here in through the 50s. There's a big rejection area. Remember this. These 50s have been a big area of rejection. So we're going to have a lot of liquidity to get through, but we should see a burst up, a snap through the 50s real quick here. So watching here, little hesitation at 45, but we should get this tool up right into the 50s here. Watching closely, and there's a little burst up. Can we get that 50 pull? Watching ever so closely here. Watching as we get to the 50. There's a 50 pull getting filled there, 4 lots, leaving one as a runner. Very, very nice there. There's that pull up through 51. This is where it gets a little sketchy though. Very, very nice pull up through 51 here. We talked about this liquidity all on the morning stream here. This is beautiful now. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, did we call that absorption or what? Did we call that absorption? Right off rip there. That's it. It's not going to get much better than that, folks. All right, so this is the area. Again, this is the Concernicus area. This is where we get our Concernicus hat on, right here. This is it. We talked about this all morning here. Talk about this liquidity. See if we get stopped out here. Stops right below break even. Move it just a touch up, 45s, in case this thing does flush. Nailed it, Ribs. Was red 1500. Took 2 trades. Now, wow, up 2,000 your combines. Way to go. I love it. Let's go. Let's go. Awesome job. Nice work there, Josh. Way to go. Folks, if you crushed it this morning, go ahead and drop a W in chat. Also, drop a like on the video there. Drop a W in chat for me if you're crushing it this morning. I see a lot of folks here in the Discord absolutely crushing it. Really nice stuff. Feels good to be back in sync with the market, I tell you what. My eyes are watering. I've been staring without blinking at Bookmap. Like, geez, I need some eye drops in here. My eyes are watering because I'm just staring at the Bookmap here. Thanks, Rips. I was down 2K. I hold because of your comments. Nice work there, DR. Seeing a lot of W's in chat here. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, and again, this is the trouble area we talked about. This is why we're not pushing into this. We're just leaving our stop in place. We get stopped out. We'll get a little update on the P&L here. And almost. Almost. There we go. Stopped out. All right, so what does that put us at? Nice recovery. We're only down $600, up $1,800 in one combine, and down $2,477 in the other one. So, hey, I think that's a really nice recovery, especially since we called out that area of liquidity, right? We called this out. Top of the call. This is why we exited the majority of the trade as we were cresting above those 51s. We got filled right at the 50s. So again, just picture perfect, exactly what we're looking for. Market cooperating. We were very, very patient, waiting until we saw the downside, sell side pressure coming in right there. That's where we look to jump back into the trade there. Above 294s, cresting above into those 30s, and then all the way up to that 51 level there. So really, really nice there. Really, really fun to share a good read with you folks there. Was down 500 my combine, now up 400. Awesome. I started to follow you after watching you on Top Step. Your energy is amazing, brother. Hey, thank you, Marlon. Appreciate you. Up over 880 to start the day. Way to go. That long definitely didn't suck. 50 handles. Very nice. Nice work there, Austin. Awesome, awesome. Cries of relief. No, I need a blink. I'm trying to watch Bookmap and my eyes are just staring at the dang thing. I don't want to miss a move. Rips, it is nice to see you get frustrated and are wrong too. Nice to know that you're human. Yeah, no, I mean, it was a little bit frustrating seeing that absorption we tried in the long and then, getting chopped apart there. But, I'm happy with the way we traded. Even though I'm down money right now, overall between the two accounts, I still feel like we did a really nice job in operating there. And if we factor in our live account, let's see what our total is with our live account here. We're up, or we're only down 410. Oh, wait, no, I have to include... Well, there's no way for me to include yesterday's Globex session without including the loss from yesterday. So, yeah. So I made, like I said, I made $200 in the pre-market today on that live account. I'll share the live account before the broadcast is over here. Let's see how many likes we got up to. Did we get enough for a giveaway? Oh, come on. 773. So close. Tomorrow we will be giving away a combine. Will be really, really easy to enter. Was really educational listening to your commentary on the order flow. Thanks. Awesome, Keegan. I'm glad it helped. I moved from watching so-and-so in Top Step TV. You were so clear and informative with your thought process. New daily viewing here. Awesome. Give it up for Brad, new member in here. Awesome, awesome stuff. So yeah, that's, now we're coming right back down after tagging that 51. I'm not going to short that up there because we don't have a clear, confident trade. We did kind of perk above it ever so slightly, but the way that it's moving, and again, talking about the absorption that we saw off the pre-market, I'm not so confident in taking this to the short side here myself. So I'm going to rest up for another about 5-10 minutes here, see if we can get these likes up. Like I said, we get the likes up to 900, we'll do a giveaway. Tomorrow, don't forget, folks, giving away a free Top Step Combine here live on the stream, so you don't want to miss that. I'll post details on my socials. If you need to follow me on my socials, if you're not already, really, really easy to do. It's right down here, at Selling Rips. That's how you follow me. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. That's how you can pre-qualify for the giveaway tomorrow. Discord is always here for the giveaways. Yeah, we did a how many combines did we give away yesterday? 3 or 2, or what did we give away yesterday? I think it was 3, right? I thought it was 3. Did we not give away 3? I thought we gave away 2 in the afternoon, but we gave away 1 in the morning. Did we not? Yeah, it was 3. Yeah, we gave away 3. So yeah, we gave away 3 combines in the Discord yesterday because we had too many trolls in the YouTube chat yesterday. But we figured out the way to get rid of the trolls, and they'll never be a problem ever again. How about a giveaway for the folks who don't do socials? Well, just sign up for a Twitter account and just use it for the giveaways. That's all you have to do. Yeah, it was we gave away 1 in the morning and we gave away 2 in the afternoon. Oh, goodness. Rips, did you call out that 10K FOMC short yesterday in your Discord? If so, I really need to subscribe. I mean, I was streaming it live in my Discord. I wasn't doing much in the way of calling things out. I mean, I was looking for a short after we crested above that. We had an overhead supply level that was exhausting. But I don't know if I was super communicative in the Discord. I'm just trying to be transparent here. I don't know, folks in the Discord, did I call it out? I don't know if I called it out, so to speak. I did take it live, though. You could see the screen. I don't know, folks in Discord, you talk to me. You tell me. You give me the scuttlebutt on that one. Mike D says, for me, this is a good day to wait for IBR and trade on a break of IBR or watch for balance. Yeah, I agree. You were in the Top Step room. Yeah, so whenever I'm on Top Step, I live stream also into my Discord, so there's no latency in there, and I have a separate audio feed that goes into the Discord. They weren't showing your screen on YouTube, but we saw it in the Discord. Yeah, so they saw it in the Discord, but I don't know if I specifically said, hey, everybody, going short here, but you could see when I'm taking an execution, right? Midland Trader says, I didn't hear it, but was watching closely. Yeah. But yeah, so on Top Step TV, I didn't show it, but because I can't control when they're showing my screen. But in Discord, there's a live feed of my screen all the time, and it's in real time. And like I said, I can mute. So if you ever see me on Top Step, you can't hear me. I'm talking to my Discord. Everybody's shouting in chat, Rips, you're on mute. Yeah, I was talking to the Discord. Oh my gosh, Cryogenic. Look at that, up $1,000 in their XFA. New member here. Give them a warm welcome. Very, very nice. Do you regret not using your live account? I couldn't. I was locked out. I hit max loss. I posted that trade on my Twitter account. I hit max loss, and then in Globex, I made like $1,200, and then I made another $200. I'm about $1,400. Before the stream's over, I'm going to show you my live account because we have full transparency here. But yeah, I couldn't use my live account. But to be honest with you, I don't know that I would have. That's the truth. I don't know that I would have used my live account because it's. I've been trying to be very tight on my live account. Except for yesterday, I had hungry eyes, and man, oh man, the tape. It was just it was a dream setup. It was the best setup of the whole day, in my opinion. But I just sized up a little bit too much. If I could have taken 3 more handles of heat, it would have been a $20,000 trade. It's a risky trade, FOMC. Exactly right. Got to walk away too scared to take a trade and lose some gains in the XFA. No, listen to that voice. It's a good voice. It's trying to help you. What times are you trading live in your Discord? It depends. It depends on if there's price action to trade. I try to do it as much as I can. So it's whenever there's price action to trade, I'm usually doing it. Rip, silly question maybe, but when you say you were in Globex, what do you mean? Global exchanges. I mean, Globex is short for global exchange. It basically means, Coach Dakota's here. Everybody give it up for Coach Dakota. Glad to have it with us. Transparency's gold. How'd you do? Coach Dakota, by the way, I think Coach Dakota pulled $16,000 out of the market yesterday. Am I correct on that, Coach Dakota? Amazing, amazing trading. He's been on fire lately. Amazing coach. He's over in the Top Step Discord if you ever want to see, he does coaching in there, and it's amazing. He's been on a tear lately. He definitely, another round of applause there for Coach Dakota. Ribs with hungry eyes. I think it pulled porks. Ribs. Yep. But yeah, Coach Dakota's been killing it in here. In general, in the markets, I mean to say. Coach Dakota's checking out. No, he's not competition. We're jockeying for position on the leaderboards, but he's a fantastic trader. Absolutely dynamite trader. He is one of the best classes in the Discord. Yeah, definitely. Top Step Discord link. Let me see if I can get that for you. I think it's just discord.gg / Top Step, I think. Let's see. Top Step. Let me see if this works. Yep, there it is. So this is it right here. This is the Top Step Discord right there. Yeah, no, Coach D, definitely not my competition. They're an amazing trader. My only competition in this market is myself, really. Rips, how do you walk away? I always found myself over trading, losing profits, hitting stops. Limit yourself. Just limit yourself. If you see trades, take them. Don't be desperate, right? Don't be desperate. Don't go into the market with desperate, hungry eyes. Had some slippage that kept me in the game on one account, but the other account blew. So one is up to wow, $2,100. Nice work for the day. The other is blown. If my fills were the same, I would have been toast on both. Well, hey, there you go. Market gods hooked you up today. Rips, can you talk more about absorption? Is that just orders coming in and canceling each other? So what we're, Coach Dakota says, Rips is not competition. I'd rather have you as a trading buddy. Yeah, I would love that. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Wow, look at this, by the way. So a question here in the Discord from Marine. Absorption is when we're seeing big orders and it's not moving the price, right? When I'm talking about thin offers or thin bids, it means that the price is moving on very low liquidity. So if somebody's slamming in 100 lots into the market and it skitters down 20 points, that's a thin market. If somebody hammers in a 200 lot and it goes down 2 points, that's a thicker market. That's absorption. And what we saw on the open was a lot of order matching, but thicker absorption on the bid. And it's just something that you can watch for if you're watching. You can see it on the time of sales. You have to be kind of quick, but you use a tool like Bookmap, which, by the way, I'll link here in the YouTube chat. You use a tool like Bookmap and you can see that absorption in real time. And you look for that. Large volume bubbles, large absorption shows us that, you know, there's folks that are taking the counterparty of that trade. There's the psychology behind that. Why are people trying to take the counterparty of the trade if they know? Think about it. If everybody is running for the exit door, everybody's trying to sell out of a position, and you're trying to get the cheapest price. For instance, there's somebody on the street corner and they're selling an iPhone and they can't get rid of it. They started $1,000. Nobody's paying attention. I'll sell it for $900. A brand new iPhone 15 Pro Max. I'll sell it for $900. I'll sell it for $700. I'll sell it for $600, $500, $400, $300, $200. Nobody's buying it. He's going to get down to $1 before somebody steps in, right? It's not ever going to happen, but they're trying to get rid of it, right? They want to sell it as fast as possible. Now, if the same person is selling that iPhone, they go $1,000 instantly sold. Somebody wants to buy it because they don't think that they're going to get a lower price on it, right? You're thinking about this from the psychology perspective. If everybody's selling there on the open and you want to get a cheaper price, you just wait. You wait. But the market's not doing that. Nobody's waiting. Everybody's saying, this is the low it's going to go. We got to absorb, because they want to take it and sell it higher, right? Or they want to get out of their short, their overnight short, or their Globex short, or their FOMC short, right? That was a 6 short, worked so well, shorted from 335 down to 315. Nice 20-point trade there, grateful trader. Combines to 52K and 52.6. Going to let it all breathe and wait for the next trade. Nice work there, MHS. Is the inefficiency still valid? Not technically. It's just good to kind of have on the chart there, just to kind of see, you know, that was a zone of inefficiency. Rips, what's a good stop to have on NQ? I trade with a 60 tick stop. Some folks find value in trading with 40, 50 ticks. But I like to move my stop almost immediately, depending on where the trade is. If I don't think it's going to come down and tag my stop right away, I don't bother with it. But if I'm in a market where it's looking very volatile, I'm going to move my stop pretty close to an area of the structure that makes sense. I just went down 1,400 to flat. Were you up 1,400 or down 400? You were down 1,400. Nice work there, Cyrus. Rips, I have a program that auto draws them. It's the green and red line. What is that? Draws what? The pivot points? Or liquidity zones? Do you always start a position with one contract? Not necessarily. If I think that I'm going to get a really good entry on something, I could fire in 2-3 contracts, maybe even more, depending on what I'm trading. In my live account, I've been scaling in 1 to 3 contracts for my open position, somewhere between 1 and 3 contracts. I don't think I've ever done like a 5 lot open on my live, which is, but look, if you're at an area of the market that you think that you're going to get the best value at that, and you're at a very key point of the market, for instance, let's just say, you're up here and you're very confident in this area being defended liquidity, right? You think that people are selling that liquidity. You could short a 5 lot on the ask, right? You put it up on the offer, put a 5 lot, and then you get filled and you just leave it because your maximum size is going to be 5 lot on that position. That's fine. That's a passive order. You're looking to get filled. Somebody grabs your liquidity and, you go back down. That's the type of order where maybe I'm going to, if I'm just my trade idea is that I'm shorting these highs and I'm just going to let that trade work. Maybe I trade a 5 lot on that, right? Rips, I think that the big guy hedges are starting to play out. The guys that have to hedge their March rate. Yeah, I agree. 100%. Yes. JT says, max loss for me in 50Ks. I'm frustrated trying to get back into funding for the 6th time. Have you considered maybe going up to a 100K or 150K? I would never be able to trade the way that I trade on a 50K unless I traded on micros. What time frame do you find inefficiency? This is on the 15 minutes. So go back to 15 minute over here. This was just this inefficiency right here. 3 candle pattern, 1, 2, 3, inefficiency right there. So when you're getting absorption like that, that's when you should wait a minute. You see a move in one direction through the liquidity level. Is that a great trade because it could rocket? Well, I mean, if they're defending that much liquidity there to the downside, they're absorbing all of that. The idea is that we're going to build a bunch of liquidity because markets don't move without liquidity. We're going to build out that liquidity and we're going to go looking for stops to the top side because they want to flip out of that liquidity and be the counterparty to the stop trade. Hit max loss on 100K because I'm getting a getting a reset for my billing Saturday. There you go. Has anyone tried a hedging strategy, buy in the NQ and take the opposite position to the ES? I haven't done that myself. I've never done that. There might be some folks in here. Yeah, good point with the 50K. It's tough in the NQ. Unless you're trading the micros, I mean, it's dang near impossible in my opinion. I mean, I could do it maybe on a 1 lot, but I'd have a lot of trouble. It's called engineering. Rips is talking about complex topics. If you're a beginner, you won't understand those. I try to break it down as simplistic as possible. Hit max loss on 100K because I was at 97,300. Okay, so you were pretty close. You can't hedge on indices. Yeah, I've never done that myself. I don't think I've spoken to anybody who's done that either. So 1 to 2 lots on a 50K works for me. There you go. Hollow Point is figured out on the 50K. So we only got to 800 likes here on the stream. Unfortunately, we will not do a giveaway today. I would have loved to. Let me go ahead and jump over to my live account so we can have transparency. Love to always be transparent with you folks. If I say that I made money in my live account, you got to show it, right? Done in the XFA. Any more trades will be in practice. Hit my personal daily goal off 2 lot trades. Nice work there, Noah. Great trading. I am connecting to the live account here. Let me hide the old account number. There we have it. And jumping over here. There we go. Live funded. $1,300 today. So we hit max loss yesterday. This is a $1,300 recovery. And then the day before that, I made $2,000. So it's basically a scratch between 2 days, which is great. Still up, doing my thing in that. So let me see what that puts us at. If I'm just looking at, I'm just going to load up my, whatchamacallit here. So loading up my live account, going back to the 18th here, which is when the run started. So on my live account, I'm up 17,492. I can show that here. 17,492. And my win rate is 57. That's my commission right there. There's my commission, $1,200. Sharp ratio. Wait, can I get this down to, there we go. 87% profitable. How about that? Sweet, right? So those are my stats. There you go. Total net profit. So that's from January 18th until now, 17,492. Cool, right? I'm proud of it. I'm really proud of it. I've been working really, really hard with my limited time to trade in that. I've been working really, really hard. So there we have it, folks. There we have it. That's my story today. We will do, again, we're going to do a giveaway tomorrow for a free Top Step Combine here on the YouTube channel. By the way, we are pushing above those 51s. We're going to see if we get a draw of liquidity to the top side here. Probably going to continue to trade this with the Discord family. And yeah, so that's going to wrap it up for me here on YouTube. Do me a favor, by the way, if you are watching this at a later time or even now, go back and leave a comment on the video. I appreciate that very much. You leave a comment on the video. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. and it helps out the channel. And we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers here on the channel, so I really do appreciate that, folks. I will be on Top Step TV later today for the final 2 hours of trade, so catch me on there. Folks in Discord, don't go anywhere. I appreciate everybody joining me today, and thank you so much for being so kind to each other in the chat today. I really do appreciate that. I'll catch everybody here bright and early at 8 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow for a free Top Step Combine giveaway, as well as we'll see if we get any advantage trades. Take care, everybody. Good luck today, and trade safely. I'll see you folks on Top Step TV. Take care.